the Bays. Peter Carey has won the toss. The Bays kicking to the parade end as umpire Stephen Semler gets the game underway. Hall comes over the top, gets it out to Thomas and McIntosh. Michael Ace is wide. The legs go into attack, wide out the outer side. Getting underneath the ball out there quickly is Tanner. Tanner hooks in now. Getting underneath the ball is Pierce. Great start. Got away from Cruz. 20 seconds it's taken them to get the ball forward. And I don't think a Bay player touched the football. Ricky Pierce, the boy from Sea Lake in Victoria. 35 metres out, 45-degree angle. Kick underway, and he throws up his hands in joy. The legs are off in the first 30 seconds. They've got a goal.
Oh, tremendous start by Norwood. Graham Corns has made some interesting changes. Salisbury has been given the job on Michael Ace. Into the back line goes Garton, to the back pocket. Henwood has gone to centre half forward. But for the moment, anyway, all to no avail. Norwood got it out of the middle. It came from Ace. It finished with Pierce. And they've got their first goal.
John Hall from the right, Peter Carey from the left. This time umpire Jack Hilton to put it down. A good bounce by him. Hall against Carey. Hall's tap away again. In goes Gallagher. Taken there by Salisbury quickly now. It's a chance for Norwood to go in through McDermott, through Murdoch, but the free kick will go the way of Peter Maynard.
Maynard's on the defensive side of centre. He heads grandstand side. The lead was from Alan Stringer. He was called out by Copping. Copping struggling at the bottom of the pack, and umpire Semler into bounce. The umpires today are Semler and John Hilton. Norwood going to the left of your screen. Perhaps favoured by a little breeze. Not much in it though, as Salisbury, tagging Ace, kicks off the ground. King O'Taylor, congratulations, he's playing his 250th today for Norwood. Fantastic effort. Kernahan in trouble, sweeps it out wide to Tony Hall. He's held. Coming away with it is Keith Thomas. Thomas left foot kick, finds the hands of Tanner, but he can't control it. Tony Hall can as he thumps it back towards full forward. Copying at the back, pushing and shoving. In he goes again, held. Play on as the call. Here's a chance for McDermott. Swings onto the left boot. In towards goal, but it's going to be offline, although Seabohm has marked it, and the mark has been paid. Gee, I thought for a moment it was going through for a point, but Seabohm stretched his long arms up and pulled it in. He's on a very acute angle. Bay's lacking in confidence. This could lift it. The left foot of Seabohm has threaded it through. 1 goal each. 1 to John Seabohm.
Both teams.
3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Ross Gibbs is playing in the back pocket today. At the moment, it's Carey being shepherded by Keith Thomas, and he must take the free. Carey, who's spent a fair amount of time on the interchange in recent weeks, bangs it towards half forward. His target is Henwood. Big pack of players. Clopping at the bottom of the pack again, but he's gone for holding the ball, and Taylor comes clear. Norwood towards half forward. Warhurst on the lead, but there's a free kick. If not the mark, and it will go the way of Wayne Stringer. Now there's a bit of pushing and shoving. Alan Stringer's not happy. Gee, the knee came up as McIntosh came in vigorously, and the end result is a 15-metre penalty against Norwood. Stringer doesn't want that because he's got Carey loose in the middle of the ground. Carey getting the boos of the crowd, and there's a horrid kick, but fortunately for Glenelg, it found Alan Stringer just on the attack side of centre.
Put the Bays into attack. Off goes.
Here it
goes now. There's Warhurst and Stringer. Michael Murphy there as well. In goes Maynard. And the umpire is giving another 15. No, hang on. That's where he was to start with. He hasn't given 15 metres. Now Stringer plays on. Kicks out long. The lead Seabohm up there. He can't bring the ball down, and Gallagher goes off, but the free kick is going the way of Michael Ace. On the half-back line, Ace edges the ball out of defence, up towards Warhurst, who sent a little tap. Oh, down he goes! It's on! It's on for Young and all. They go in, Stringer. Or do you think there's any being thrown out there? In goes McIntosh, out goes Murphy. Carey trying to slow the players down, and it's on for Young and all, with even having a Garden and Hine 100 metres behind, player having a go too. There's 34 in the action, and we've got a little satellite fight. And the boundary, the goal umpire's going to break those two up. This is incredible. What an unbelievable start to the quarter, but David, it was on right from the moment. They had that little ruckus on the outer side.
Yes, it certainly was, and that was a very crude attempt by Alan Stringer after Warhurst took the mark that started it all. Very crude indeed. Warhurst is to his feet, and that's a surprise. Hine, who had his own battle with Garton. Look at Ace. He's been paid. And gee, if the Bays have been pretty sedate in recent weeks, they've certainly come alive today, and this is one of the fiercest and most strongest openings that we've seen in league football this season for sure. Roger Murdoch. Crowd has gone wild as Murdoch kicks it to the square. Hines in front. At the back it was Garton, and finally it's Carey who takes it through. A point to Norwood, but action aplenty. Tempers at boiling point at the moment. Norwood at 1-1, Glenelg 1 goal.
Gibbs to kick in. Obviously Garton stationed in the back pocket for the height of Hine and Hall when they rest. The kick out is good to the outer side, Peter Maynard. Half back flank. Gee, do you think the crowd is buzzing? In goes McDermott, short, kept his head up well. He's going to be run down by Warhouse. Great tackle. Got a handball out. In goes McIntosh. Here's a chance now. The ball comes out from Taylor. Ace. Gallagher, the legs into attack again. Up towards full forward. Gibbs back there. Can't get the ball. Out goes Maynard. Here's a chance. Payne this way, that away. Keith Thomas, 35 metres out. Puts it on its way. The umpire said it's home. Fine goal to the legs. 2-1 to a goal. Top action on Seven's big lead.
Top action indeed. The most action we've seen for a long time. It was all in there for a while, but it's settled down now as Keith Thomas has done what football's about, and that's kicking goals. It was a beauty too. 45 metres out. He's booted his first. Norwood have settled, and they're 2-1. The Bays are 1 goal.
Well, the crowd is humming now. I would think in the vicinity of 8, 9, 10,000 people. Alan Stringer, who's the man who was in the middle of it all. And doesn't he love a scrap? Carey against John Hall. Hall's tap away towards Stringer. He gets grabbed when he hasn't got the footy and gets the free kick. In he goes again, and he's lost the football. Foolish play. Payne gets it, plays on quickly. Out comes Big Neil Hine. Out in front of him is Cruz, and he takes a defensive mark or the free kick. He's going to get it either way.
Yes, Cruz has it in the back pocket. The Rex play to centre wing, or John Hall should mark and does. Carey, a long way away from him, was calling for it in the centre, but it went to where John Hall was unattended. Hall will put Norwood back into attack. It's towards centre half forward. Warhurst had front spot, off hands Renfrey. The handball is indiscriminate. Garton trying to control it, can't. Opportunity now for McDermott. Gets it wide to Maynard. The Bays looking to run it out of defence. Wayne Stringer. The Stringer boys have been involved in a few decent incidents already. Simons beaten to it by Pike. Pike runs into Hall but takes the football away. Gives it beautifully to Scanlon. Scanlon tacks across the ground. Good body work by Grenville. Well, should have been paid the mark but wasn't. Tanner capitalises. He's going to be caught. No. Takes his ground. Then goes high. In front Garton. Should mark and does. Gee, that one held up in the breeze. And I would think that Glenelg are going with the breeze, in fact, and it's coming from the north, Norwood kicking into it.
That's the way it was in the reserves, David. Garton at centre half back, wobbles one towards the half forward line or centre field. The man of the moment, Alan Stringer, centre field. Off goes Copping, likewise Seabohm. He doesn't want him that side, he's going back to kick grandstand side. That's the way Seabohm heads now. 2-on-1 there. Barm thumps away. Taylor in defence. Gallagher tangos in, out of trouble. Barnes supports, well done. Centre half back, kicks long to the outer side. Murdoch out there with Stringer. This time it's Wayne Stringer. Grenville to Wayne Stringer is good footy, except he can't get it clear. He's still in there pitching for it. Out goes Murdoch. Quickly in there now is Wayne Stringer, and the umpire will come and bounce between wing and centre.
10 entertaining minutes gone, and Norwood 2-1. Leave Glenelg 1 goal. Carey lumbers in to compete with John Hall. Carey favoured by the bounce, but hit it straight to Michael Ace. The umpire's seen a free, however, indicating that Hall's tackle was rather crude, and Peter Carey will have it on centre wing. Glenelg, we have decided, they're going with the breeze. Carey goes short. The leaders from Copping, intercepting Michael Taylor. Pushes it in front of him, does well, shrugs the tackle, was paid the free, but went on. Renfrey's handball was good, but Johnson took his eyes off it, goes after it again now. Out it goes to Renfrey. He's at half forward. Thumps it long, looking for Hine. William Garton. Hine! Oh, good mark. Too tall, too strong on that occasion from Adam Garton, and one wouldn't expect that from the big beanpole, but he held his ground well. Gee, this is a good start for Norwood. They're 2-1, and Hine has the shot from only 25 metres out. Norwood, who played superb football last week to beat topside North Adelaide, have got off to a great start. Hine kicks his first. They're 3-1. Glenelg 1 goal. It's great action on Sevens Big League.
Yes, the tall timber in the action there. Neil Hine at 199 centimetres had to stand his ground. Garton in front was where he had to be, but at 194 centimetres he was just 5 centimetres short. Now, after all that arithmetic, it meant that Hine took the mark, kicked his first goal. The legs are 19 points, the bays are 6. 11 minutes up.
13 points in it. Norwood on top. Carey against Hall. This time it's Hall that's favoured by the bounce. He taps it forward. Ace beaten by Alan Stringer. McIntosh goes to tackle him, and he does so without the ball, says umpire Hilton. Stringer has it. Carey and Craig Kelly have their own battle behind play, but the ball is with Alan Stringer. Now the lead is on from Seabohm. Stringer heads in that direction. Henwood appeared to get one ball. Top mark at the back by Craig Baum. Baum to Gallagher. Norwood running it out of fence. Tanner's short and just makes it. Grenvold stands the mark. Tanner's deep in that back pocket. Norwood with system have kicked 3-1 and have started beautifully. Oh, there's a good mark to Michael Murphy from behind Warhurst, and Tom's a bit aggro today also. He was in that first incident with Wayne Stringer and then got a severe one to the head later on. The kick is to full forward. Hall came from behind. Here's a chance for Philip Reid. Just beautifully out of trouble. Centres it in the direction of the full forward area. But oh, there's a great juggle mark by Michael Ace in defence.
The talent of Michael Ace. Brilliantly done. He's only 30 metres out in defence, but now he's going to get 15-metre penalty. His kick number 4 goes in short. Kelly's going to get run down. Good tackle by Reid. Hall helps out of the situations. Screws one to the half-forward line. And the man himself, Tom Warhurst. Roger Murdoch didn't find the mark. Well done, Wayne Stringer. Goes towards Michael Ace, trying to get it back there to Pike. Pike's lost it now. Henwood hooks a long one in. Seabohm getting back on the ball. Hall there as well. I think it's a goal! Oh, what a brilliant goal. Ran the last 20 metres. Henwood's first. The Bays 2 without a miss. Trail the home side 3-1.
Yes, an excellent goal to Wayne Henwood. He's been playing everywhere bar centre half forward today. He's been selected to play there. Swooped on that one. The long kick bounced about 10 metres out, toppled over and went through. Horns a little easier, but the Bay's still in trouble. 2 goals, trailing Norwood 3-1.
Yes, they're kicking with a breeze, but they've got a deficit of 7 points. John Hall against Peter Carey, a good bounce. Hall's tap away. Thomas got it towards Tanner. Winds his way through. McIntosh out in front of Gallagher. The set was good on the lead. Pierce too far, just over his head. And in defence it was Cruz who took the easy mark. Cruz edges them out of defence up towards centre field. Carey tried to hook it back. Maynard can't pick it up. Got almost a kick away. McIntosh runs into trouble. The ball held to that player. No, the umpire said it was a holding the ball decision. And Reid from check side of the centre line to put the Bays into attack. Goes short to Stringer. Alan
Stringer it is at centre wing. Gets the Bronx cheers of the Norwood fans, but gets it on to Maynard. Ankle height hand pass. He did well to kick it towards full forward. Henwood dealt fiercely. Copping there. Player stack and umpire Semler will bounce. The Bays into attack. The bounce will be about 15 metres from goal. And gee, they need goals. They've only kicked 2 at this stage. 1 each to Wayne Henwood and John Seabohm. Seabohm appeared to hang on to the Norwood player, but that went unnoticed. Renfrey got it, however, and booted them out of trouble. Tanner beats Grenfold. Gets a handball on in the direction of Murdoch, but it's out of play. Out of play on that outer side, and it's been a fierce opening to this clash between last year's premiers Glenelg and Norwood, who are really playing strong football at the moment. Good crowd in to watch the game. Crowd would estimate to be in about 8,000 plus. On the throw-in, Grenvold, McDermott, Stringer it was, getting it to the centre of the ground. Good pass to Maynard. Wayne Stringer provides the run. He's got plenty of space to run in. Wayne Stringer from half-back goes all the way. Oh, great goal! Wayne Stringer came off the half-back flank. He's booted Glenelg's third and his first.
Well, I reckon it's the fashion these days. Just about every half-back flanker in the league is becoming a goal-kicking star in his own right. But but it was surprisingly little pressure put on Stringer there as he loped through the centre, had a casual bounce. In actual fact, I don't think when he got the ball first he intended kicking for goal. He was just looking to set up the play. No pressure came. He went all the way. Fine shot for goal. The Bays 3 without a miss, and they trailed the Legs by 1 point.
Perhaps that opening torrid first 5 minutes may have been the spark that the Glenelg have needed, because from all reports, we haven't seen them in recent weeks, but from all reports they've been pretty tame. Carey won that knockout. Maynard takes it, boots him into attack. Copping's at the back, Johnson in front. Pike the crumbs, gets it back to Craig Baum. Baum's kick to the outer side was not well put. Grenvold in front of Tanner on that occasion has the mark. Now David Grenvold's about 55 metres out. Wind at his back. Although the windsock on that outer side indicates it's blowing a little across the ground as he puts it towards the square. The umpire's seen a free. It's a holding. It's going Glenelg's way. To whom? We'll pick for you in a moment. It's Tony Hall. I didn't see it. I had my eyes on the ball, but the umpire indicated it was a tug of the jumper. And Tony Hall, a great chance now from point-blank range to boot his first. He's done it. His first. The Bays scored. 4 without a miss, and they've hit the front. Norwood are 3-1.
Yes, I didn't see it either, but it was Craig Baum defending. He had nowhere else to go. Under pressure, he hooked the ball around towards centre wing. Grenvold was in front, took the mark, and I think you'll probably find it was Justin Scanlon who just had the little grab to Tony Hall when the ball came in high. The umpire saw it, pinged him, and the free kick went to Hall, who booted his first goal, and the Bays lead now by 5 points. 17 minutes gone in the first quarter.
Umpire Semler to get proceedings underway again. Hine with a big run at that one, got it, but only as far as Alan Stringer. The Michael H. tag in Salisbury, kicks it to half forward. Pike doing well against Tony Simons. Henwood lost sight of it. David Kernahan is going to be caught. Strong tackle from Renfrey. The ever-alert Gallagher sits it towards half forward, but Wayne Stringer, who started brilliantly in this match, takes another mark. The handball is over to Gibbs. Gibbs towards half forward, but those long arms again in the way, and Neil Hine pulls in yet another mark. Scanlon's the running player. Scanlon towards centre wing. Grenvold up. Tanner knocks it out of his hands. Well, Murphy went in strongly. Warhurst went to the ground. In goes David Payne, but umpire Hilton wants it and will bounce. 18 minutes gone. Norwood trailing by 5 points.
Bounce at centre wing. Carey in opposition to Tom Warhurst at this stage. Carey, the left arm slog, got it out there to Reid via Maynard. Set up. Oh, had to wait for it. McDermott, not a good one. Finally got out now to Tony Hall. Tony Hall 30 metres out. He's going to get run down. Shoots across the face of goal, and the ball just goes through for the minor score. Looking for the player. I think it was Stringer who went down through the half-forward line and got the handball out. It was Stringer, and a point to the Bays, who blemished their record.
Yes, 4-1, leading Norwood 3-1. Baum comes grandstand side. Kelly's his target, with him Henwood. Beautifully rowed by Keith Thomas. Superb handball to Gallagher. Gallagher now has Big Hall on a lead. Garton does well. 3 to beat, however, and there's a push in the back. No doubt about that one, although the odds were stacked very heavily against Adam Garton. Roger Murdoch takes it. Pearce on a lead. Cruz from behind. Hilton went to blow the whistle and then withdrew it. Oh, strong work by Salisbury. He's run into trouble and gone. Tried to barge his way through 2 Norwood players, didn't succeed, and it's Steamboat Pearce who comes out with it. There's Max Cruz standing the mark. Pearce, who's already booted 1, has this shot from about 40 metres out. Gee, we saw him kick 8, I think it was 8 straight here one day. That one's offline and hasn't covered the distance. It's come off hand and been rushed through for a point. 3-2 Norwood, Glenelg 4-1.
Yes, it was bad luck for Scotty Salisbury. Obviously he was holding the ball, but I rather like those full-blooded dashes of his. They a lot of courage and excitement about them, and of course on that occasion he got pink for holding the ball. Well done, Gibbs, beautifully done. Murphy, short to Stringer. This is Alan Stringer, thought about a handball to Kernahan. Not very popular here on the western side of Norwood Oval. Kick number 5 off the left leg, goes out in front of Maynard. Maynard, who's got his socks down all right, just not looking all that fit. but maybe it's just an illusion. Goes in short, McDermott, that's good football, and he's got it 35, 40 metres out in front of goal. 20 minutes gone, the Bays by 5 points. Kicking with the breeze, and McDermott's got it at his backside. Towards the parade end. Going to make the distance quite comfortably, but he's well offline. And it's a point only. 4-2 to the legs, 3-2.
Good game of footy on our hands here at the parade. It's been a very entertaining start to this match. Glenelg in front by 6 points. Michael Aish made a lead grandstand side, but Barham decided to go to the outer. Glenelg went up before acceptances, and the free, without question, goes to Craig Kelly. Kelly, who's been starring at centre-half back for Norwood, kicks it towards centre wing. Again, good defence by Wayne Stringer. Murdoch had front position. The fist was from behind, and he's put it out of play. We've gone over 20 minutes in this first term. It's going to be Carey to compete against Warhurst. Warhurst jumped into his back, and Carey took it out of the air with nonchalant ease. Grenvold has it next. Now Maynard. Maynard's run down, having trouble controlling it. In goes McIntosh, pushes it out. Opportunity now for Payne. Number 17, bouncing down outer side. Has had 2 steadies now. Pierce the target. Cruz one-handed. Gives it the back. Looks a competent player in defence and seems to have an eternity in which to dispose of the ball. That's a high one towards centre wing. A big fist. Wayne Stringer again. Dumps it back to the centre of the ground. Alan Stringer late. But Hine will be paid the mark. Stringer just a little late and about 10 centimetres too short. Hine towards centre-half forward. Murphy couldn't take it. Gallagher tried to finesse it. Now gets it back. He's good at that. Around the corner. Just couldn't find Keith Thomas. Brilliant ball controlled by him, but he's gone. He was in trouble from the moment the ball didn't quite reach him. It was a strong tackle from Salisbury, and Keith Thomas has paid the penalty.
Salisbury at centre-half back to relieve the pressure for the Bays. Scotty Salisbury, what a character. A long kick towards centre wing. Out there, Henwood, the big leap. Couldn't get it, neither could Hine. Henwood to Carey. Carey trying to tap it further forward. Getting on the ball now is Simons. Not in the action a great deal now as he gets the Bronx cheer a bit. Kicks the ball away to the half-forward line. Kingo Taylor across towards the pocket. With him there is John Seabohm, and the ball is out of play. I would think that would be Tony Simons' first touch for the afternoon. Yes, it was. And he's a much better player than that. Almost into time on of the first quarter. A throw in about 35, 40 metres around. Henwood well done in towards the pocket. Here's a chance for Barham to clear, left the footy behind. Quickly now it's Reid. Chips the ball out on the full, and it'll be a penalty free kick going the way of the legs. And in the back pocket it'll be taken, let's see who it'll be. It'll be Michael Aish.
That's the former Magarey medalist. Kicks Norwood high to that outer side. Hine has front spot. Carey from behind. Beautifully read Tony Hall. Now Alan Stringer, centre-half forward. Puts one on its way and is offline. 1 point only. So a golden opportunity after a tremendous handball from Tony Hall went begging. 4-3 the Bays lead Norwood 3-2.
Barham kicks long to Renfrey. Big leap, but very early indeed. Pike against Simons. One-on-one here. Simons has the support of Kernahan. Gallagher bears down on that player, but he got the kick away. Barham at the back of the pack. Elects to take the mark. Can't bring it down. Ball at the bottom. Over the top now is Copping. And the umpires will come into bounce as Tom Warhurst leaves the scene. And Jim Michaelani comes into the game. And I think the doctor's having a look at this. Maybe they think he's maybe concussed. In goes Maynard. Try to get out a handball. Scott Salisbury. Payne. But the umpire will bounce in the right forward pocket with the Bays in attack.
Bays in attack and leading by 7 points. We're at the 25-minute mark of this first term. What a thriller it's been. Copping. Warhurst, we understand, has gone down to the rooms as players stack up. So he's obviously in a bit of trouble. Gee, it was a mighty cloud he got early in that first term that really set this ground alight. There he goes, walking around the boundary. He doesn't look too disturbed. Shot from McDermott is across the face of goal. Getting across there is Tony Hall. But the ball will beat him out of play, and the throw-in in that left forward pocket. Gee, it was a strong, torrid opening that brought this 8,000-plus crowd at Norwood to its feet. Throw-in. Huge number of players around the fall of the ball. over the top went Alan Stringer. Very athletic jump. Trying to get clear was Craig Kelly. Sat on the ball. And again, there'll be a bounce.
It's a struggle. The Bays by 7 points. Neil Baum just wondering where to go next. Sure he's in control of the scene. McDermott called to play on, holding the ball. Well, McDermott doesn't like it, giving umpire Semmler a mouthful. But it's going to be David Payne to get the ball out towards centre wing at the back. Well taken, Murphy. Murphy now wants to play on, looking for a lead. Reid is short. The umpire asked him to play on now as he kicks high to the half-forward line. It's going to be a leap of Pike on his own in the end. And he takes the easy mark. Although the umpire has seen a free kick, it's going to Baum for interference before the ball got there. Justin Scanlon towards centre wing. Payne up very early. Maynard, high tackle on Maynard, or he's retarded. And the umpire's going to give Peter Maynard a free kick at centre wing. The Bays to go into attack.
Seabohm and Craig Baum having fair to do behind play. There's a mark in front to Henwood. And Baum and Seabohm are still at it. Now Semmler comes in. Seabohm goes to the ground and Baum's not happy. Semmler talking strongly to him. And the ball's going to be relayed down, I'm sure. Yes, it is. Henwood had it. But the advantage has been paid, and now Seabohm's got it about 40 metres out directly in front. John Seabohm, former centre-half back, now at full forward. Gee, didn't get much purchase on that one. 1 point only. Lord fans are delighted. Craig Baum, I'm sure, is also.
I tell you what, he's a little upset about something. Do you think he's having some words to umpire Semmler? He had to stoop about half a metre to get down there to yell at him. The kick coming back towards Henwood, who misread it. Now Gibbs almost tried a check side from the half-forward line. Hall over the top. In there went Copping. Peter Johnson back in defence. Joined by the youngest man in Australia to play 300 games as he drives towards centre wing. Grenvold in that spot. But the umpire said the ball was out of play before Grenvold completed the mark. Little consultation, maybe just asking what disco tonight, and no, they're going to decide to throw the ball in. They throw in at centre wing. 4-4 Glenelg, 3-2 Norwood. At the centre wing spot, it'll be Hine and Carey. Have a look at the difference in height. Super looks about my height at the moment against Hine. Got the tap away, however, towards Michael Aish and Grenvold. Quickly in there. Looking for a free kick, but not getting one with Salisbury. Out of play, half-forward left flank.
Bays lead by 8 points. We've had about 3 minutes of time on. It's in their attacking zone, but only marginally. Carey, Hine won it. Knocked on by Tanner. McDermott, intercepting was Hine. He's held by the arm. Salisbury wants the free, and he's going to get it. So Hine threw it in the finish. And Salisbury, who's been given the onerous task today of tagging Michael Aish, kicks to forward pocket. Baum went high, couldn't control it. To the ground. Hine takes it clear and gives it to Keith Thomas. Deep in that back pocket, he puts it high towards centre wing. Carey had front spot. Michael Annie from behind. In goes Roger Murdoch, but he carries the ball out of play, and there'll be a throw-in on that outer side.
But the Bay defence is on top, particularly across the half-back line. Nord are having problems.
Yes, they've done well. Wayne Stringer started well, and Michael Murphy doing a top job at centre-half back. Talking of Wayne Stringer, there he is again. This one's not well put, however, and McIntosh takes one over his shoulder. McIntosh comes to half forward. Garton in the middle of the pack. Hall from behind, and he's been paid. Oh, good mark, John Hall. It seemed almost certain that Alan Garton would be the one to mark that, but Hall stretched over the top of him and did it well. Pearce on a lead. Cruz one-handed. In trouble. Payne is it. Caught. Cruz fell on top of him. And there'll be a bounce at half-forward. It wasn't to Payne. In fact, it was Roger Murdoch. And umpire Hilton will bounce it about 30 metres from goal.
Ball in against Carey. Carey got the tap away. Taken there by Thomas. Got it back to Murdoch. Payne got the kick away. Not very far. Players stack up again, and the umpire will come in to rebound the football. Big Jim Michaelini into the scene. As Corn ponders what to do next as well. Garton trying to get out of the play. McDermott, Cruz. Now Peter Maynard elects to go for the run off the half-back line. Chips out the pass down to the lead of Stringer, close to the line. Kept his eyes on it. And do you think, fellas, he's about as popular as a boil on a boundary rider's bottom at the moment. As he drives to the half-forward line, Hall in front. David Kernahan Hooked around the corner. It's all Norwood there. One only was Simons. Out comes King O'Taylor, short to Renfrey centre wing. There's the siren. The top first quarter had everything, including a full-blooded brawl about 10 minutes in. 4-4. Glenelg leading the home side 3-2 at quarter time. Quarter saw the Bays get up in the latter stage to get their nose in front to lead 4-4 to 3-2. Second quarter starting. Hall gets the thump away towards Renfrey on the half-forward line. In there is Maynard, can't get it out. Over goes McIntosh, and the umpire will rebounce the football back in the big centre square. Perfect afternoon for football, a big crowd, and they're loving this game that's really got plenty. Gallagher onto the boot quickly to the half-forward line there, taken by Gibbs. Gibbs puts it out in front of Hall. With him, Scanlon. Umpire set a high tackle. Hall can't play on from there. He'd have to go back over his mark and take his kick from centre wing.
Tony Hall looking for a lead. Decides for distance. Copping and Henwood. Keith Thomas tried to take it out of the air but ran into trouble. Henwood being hassled by Michael Taylor. Finally it's Pike, kicks forward, and Tanner takes it in front of Grenelg. Tanner's on the defensive side of the centre, but he wouldn't put Norwood into attack. It's a high kick. Michael Annie in front from behind Murphy. McDermott flanked by Tony Hall. Tony Hall goes into Salisbury. He goes even wider to Maynard. This is a good build-up from the Bays. Maynard now will go long. Too long for Seabohm. Dropping back Barnes. Should mark and does. Did it easily. And thumps out to centre wing. Alan Stringer takes it. And I would think, Ian, that he's probably on top of McIntosh, and he's not too popular with the Norwood fans.
He's on top in more ways than one, so I think he's winning both of them at the moment. But he's playing well. Maybe he's unsettled the leg players somewhat after that dust up in the first quarter. Carey to the half-forward line. Copping, well marked. Ace went over the top, but too late. And Stephen Copping, a very important player for the Blaze to go well up forward, has got a mark about 45-50 metres out. Plagued with the inability to train and injuries in the latter part of his career. He just can't find that form that's made him such a fine player. Copping, a low trajectory drop punt. It's going to be touch and go. Hall got his stuck to it, but it's too late. Goal Copping, his first. 5-4 Glenelg, the legs 3-2.
There's no doubt that if the Bays are going to win this game, they've got to have people like Copping firing. He showed plenty of endeavour in that first term. Things didn't go all his way, as he would have liked, but his commitment was there, his work rate was there, and finally he's been rewarded. A goal to him puts the Bays clear now, 5-4 to Norwood, 3-2.
At the centre bounce, John Hall against Carey. Been like that most of the day. Carey got up high that time. Thomas went through, likewise Stringer. Got it as far as Grenelg, conceding ground. Has plenty of pace. Had to get a handball away in the end. Gallagher through, left the footy there. Out goes Maynard, head-high tackle. Gets back into the action. Renfrey there. With him is McIntosh, and the umpire will come in to bounce. On the half-forward left flank. The leg's starting to drag a bit. Down by 14 points. And they're kicking with the breeze, although it's almost going across the ground. Carey giving a good account of himself. Gets it out well to Maynard, having a fine game. Kicks high. That was number 9, the kick. Up towards the half-forward line. Peter Johnson back in defence. The umpire has seen an infringement, and it looks like that Tony Simons was hung on to when he didn't have the football, and he'll boot the Bays in from the half-forward flank.
Seabohm looking to lead, but umpire just holding Simons up. Now the lead is on, but this time it's from Copping. Oh, it was well put. Slid on his knees, but couldn't hold it. Johnson takes the crumbs and puts it out of play. Talked a lot about where kicks are got in that passage about 90 seconds ago. There were 8 or 10 players flew for the ball. None of them could possibly have marked. There was nobody on the ground, and that's generally where the football is. Stringer, Alan Stringer playing superbly, boots it to half forward, but Craig Barham well out in front of Seabohm, again takes the mark. Scanlon rather, running into trouble, can't control it. Tony Simons, searching handball for Tony Hall, twists out of trouble. What's he going to do with it? A little undecided. Finally, it's a handball back in Simons' direction. In comes Seabohm for the Bays. Simons on the bottom, gets one out. Philip Reid pushes it forward. Barnes should take it and clear. He's got to hurry in the finish. It's an awkward-looking left-foot kick, but it's only gone as far as Tony Hall. His kick to McDermott, bounces in front of him. He went back to Stringer, but intercepting McIntosh. McDermott butters up again. Holding the ball, shouts the crowd. Umpire Semler doesn't see that way. In goes Murphy strongly. And for a fleeting moment, I thought it was going to be on again, but wisdom took over. McIntosh and McDermott have a little scuffle in the bottom of the pack. Umpire Semler's going to bounce.
You can tell what stand we're in, David. Holding the ball decision was in the leg stand. Tanner, Murphy, well done. One to beat, tries to crash the tackle, can't get through. Thomas likewise. Justin Scanlon unloaded. Murphy half forward line, hooks in long. Barm out in front. Seaboom! Fine mark. Oh gee, it was a tumble punt. Wasn't easy to mark. Barm held his ground, trying to edge Seaboom out. But the Bay full forward came across the front of the defending player and took a fine mark, and's got to make it just some sort of adjustment to his boot. Umpire Sumler whistles time off. Back on again, Seaboom. Fine goal in the first quarter. He's missed that one. Not a good effort at all. Very disappointed. Missed by some half a metre. 5-5 Glenelg, 3-2 the legs.
Well, I said a few moments ago, Ian, they've got to have Glenelg, that is, they've got to have their forward players playing well. Copping and Seaboom are an important part of that forward line. Once they get opportunities like that, they just can't afford to miss them because they don't come very often. 6 minutes gone, Barm comes grandstand side. Good ground covering kick. Kelly, caught, pushes it forward. Scanlon onto Tanner, and he threads his way clear. The kick is to half forward. It's Payne against Gibbs, but Gibbs will outmark him. Beautiful in the air, Ross Gibbs. And he's got a decided advantage over the resting Rovers. Maynard now got it from Gibbs. This is his 10th kick already. Superb performance by him. And Michael Murphy's playing well also at centre half back. Kick number 5. Puts it to half forward. Copping finds himself sandwiched. Kelly caught. Salisbury head down. Burrows in once more. The pace of Tanner gets clear. Tanner run down in the finish by Copping, but still gets a long kick to the outer side. Again it's Maynard. Now he's got Kernahan. Alan Stringer further, but he's gone longer than that to Tony Simons. Tremendous football by the Bays. Now Stringer. Stringer on the left foot. Alan Stringer boots to goal. And misses. Gee, top footy from the Bays. It started at half-back with Maynard, and it really deserved a goal.
Norwood can't get a smell across the half-forward line. They're being killed by Maynard, Stringer, and also Michael Murphy. 3 of the Bay's top players at the moment. Up towards the half-forward line. Through goes McIntosh. He's going to have to beat Stringer. Under pressure, smothered well by Glenelg. Rides the butt well, flips it out Reed. Half-forward line, he goes for home. Puts it in with a chance. Barm can't get their goal! Beautifully done, Philip Reed, his first. And the Bays eke out their lead, 6-6 to 3-2.
Well, this is great football by the Bays, belying the fact of their indifferent recent performances. They've added 2 goals too, and they're, as we suspect, kicking into the breeze in this second quarter. They've had control of the footy, and they've used the footy beautifully. They lead 6-6 to 3-2, and they thoroughly deserve that lead.
At the centre bounce, the legs in trouble. Hall against Peter Carey, who's getting more than his fair share at the moment. Been around a while, Peter. What a great player. Reed, Glenelg. Here's a chance for him to go through again. Boots him into attack. Up to the lead now of Seaboom. That's a wobbly one. Craig Barm back in defence. He's well shepherded then by Johnson. Shoots the pass. Going for Gallagher. Close to the line. And he can't keep the ball in play. Throw in on the half-forward left flank. Barm is going to have to make some sort of adjustment across his half-forward line. The big kick winners of the Bays and the springboard of their attack is coming from the half-back line. Henwood, but he got it straight to Scandals. Reed smothered it beautifully, but his handball found Michael Aish. Tried to run it to McIntosh, sold it well. Off goes Macca, scooting along, showing a lot of pace. Straightens up, puts out the pass. Pierce! Beautifully done, McIntosh. I think he had the choice of 2 or 3 players leading. He found Pierce, and he's only about 25, 30 metres out. Has kicked 1-1. Normally a pretty accurate kick for goal. The legs need him, and they need him now. As they start to drag, they're down 22 points. That one makes it 16 only. Fine goal, his second. The legs come back, 4-2 to 6-6. Great action on Sevens' big league.
Yes, it was a superb goal. It started with Michael A. She got it at half-back, ran it beautifully, sold the dummy, and then gave it over to McIntosh. McIntosh's pass, as he was being beautifully shepherded by Aish, found Pearce, and that kick was a good one. Pearce has got 2, Nord have got 4, and they're trailing 6-6 to 4-2 as we go to 10 minutes of the second term.
John Hall against Carey. Hine has spent most of the time in the forward pocket. Gart on there with him. Good bounce by umpire Hilton. Line ball, that one. Stringer can't get it out. Glenelg whips it out beautifully. Scotty Salisbury goes for his run, going to be run down. Beautifully done, Kelly, but he got the kick away, looking for it. Seabohm or Hall going through strongly now. Copping shoots for goal. The Bays have got another one. That's Copping second. 7-6 plays 4-2. The Bays doing it well.
Gee, a quick reply from the Bays, and they're chock full of confidence at the moment. They're running all over the ground to tap one another on the head. Look at the blood coming from Salisbury's eye. But he did it well. He got the kick on. Popping swooped on it 15 metres out. He doesn't miss those with his left foot, and he's booted his second. Bays in front, 7-6, Norwood 4-2. It's a great game of footy.
Scotty Salisbury's got some problems. He's got blood streaming out of the left side of his eye or face. And Henwood too. McIntosh, oh, that tackle's a little high. He slipped into it, ducked the Jutney. The umpire said OK, and I would think 15 metres to boot against Chris McDermott. 14 against 10, 2 real toughies. They love it. As McDermott there takes his, or gives away the professional free. McIntosh puts it out to the lead of Pearce, gets up one-handed. In there is Gibbs. Tango's out of trouble beautifully. Only gets the kick back there as far as King O'Taylor, and he'll boot the legs right into attack. Taylor might be too far out. Yes, hooked across the face of goal. Stringer back in defence. This is Alan Stringer takes the relieving mark.
Kick number 11 for Alan Stringer. Nobody standing the mark, so he can go that extra 10 metres. And his kick finds Tony Simon. Stringer has had 11 kicks to date, and he's been averaging something like 30 disposals in matches to date. He's in superb form in 86. Henwood got a hand on it. Throw in on the outer side. The Bay 7-6, Norwood 4-2. 12 minutes gone in the second quarter. Henwood against Hall. Henwood got the front spot, took it out of the air and got a boot on it. It went past Copping. Ace back, needs help. The handball is loose. Simons took it out of the air. Now Salisbury. Salisbury from that right forward pocket. Oh, great goal! Oh, what a goal!
Well done, Scotty Salisbury. Well, you don't often see the erstwhile back pocket player kick goals, but on that occasion he got it in the right forward pocket, and with kick number 6 he floated it through, and the goal umpire simply didn't move except to indicate that from that almost impossible angle he floated through his first, and the Bay's doing it on the bit. 8-6-54 to the home side's 4-2-26, and we've played 13 minutes of the second quarter.
Yeah, superb effort from Salisbury. And tremendous football by the Bays once more. 8-6 to 4-2. Carey. Alan Stringer working hard. Bounce once more, and Carey's done well at the centre bounces.
I think the Bays have won the square too, David. They're getting the ball out far better than Norwood.
Alan Stringer doing great work against McIntosh. Keith Thomas has been a bit quiet, but that's a good handball. And Michael Taylor's kick finds Jim Michaelani. Caught the play on now. The lead is from Pearce. It's into the pocket, won't quite make it. Now Glenelg out wide in Gibbs territory. Gibbs to Maynard, sets him up. He's got a handball quickly. David Kernahan concedes ground to Garton. He's caught. Garton gets a short kick away. Salisbury with that blood still streaming from his eye. There's a Norwood player met solidly, and umpire Hilton is in to sort him out. And I think you might find that the Norwood free kick will go to Jim Michaelani, who's in trouble. Very groggy. It was a fierce tackle, although from this distance and angle it looked totally fair. Michaelani in heaps of trouble. Will struggle to take his kick as the trainers come to assist him. Gallagher's got the ball at the moment. Now, is the umpire going to allow him to take the kick, or is he going to make Michaelani take it? There's a fight behind play. It's Hine and Garton again. Actually, they boxed on for about 5 minutes in the first 10 minutes of play, and they're at it again. No, the umpire has allowed Gallagher to take the kick. Michael Annie's still struggling. Gallagher puts it on its way, and he's goaled it. Oh, high drama at Norwood. Gallagher's kicked his first from his 7th kick. Norwood 5-2, Glenelg 8-6. Superb action on Seven's big lead.
I suppose from the legs point of view, it's bad that Jim Michaelani is down and can't take the kick, but if you'd want anyone to take it for him, it would be Phil Gallagher. He can put him over a threepenny bit from 50 metres out, which he did, and he got the home side's much-needed 5th goal, and Big Jim's back on his feet.
8-6 to 5-2, Glenelg on top. 15 minutes gone. The crowd right on their feet at the moment as Thomas gets a handball. Now David Kernahan, the kick to the wing. Long race for Henwood, takes it well, gets it over the top to Simons, on a lead Seabohm, but it's going to be too long for him. And Taylor, strong in defence, takes it out of the air. Taylor comes to Gallagher, the dangerous Gallagher, goes short. Oh, it's too long for Thomas. He very rarely makes those mistakes. It was only a pass of 15 metres, and it's David Kernahan who's taken it at the back.
I just gave him the big rap, David, that he could put it on a threepenny bit. Well, on that time he found Grenvold's chest, which is a bit bigger, as he drives in towards Henwood. Pike comes out with a footy, wobbles one back towards centre. Grenvold again playing well. She goes through, certainly doesn't go round corners, and Grenvold has got the ball at centre wing. David Grenvold, the boy from the southeast, to put the Bays into attack. Off goes Copping. Hall's back there with that player. Seabohm in. Hall thumps clear. Chance for Ace to clear. Thomas is out wide, but Ace has got the pace. Whips out a pass. It's going to be short there of Tanner. McIntosh to Michael Ace. He's going to come back inboard. Thomas into the open spaces. Payne gets the ball. Nice half volley. Tanner. Half forward line. Roger Murdoch's going to have to work hard for this. Caught on the wrong foot. Hooks around the corner. Hind! Can't quite get there. Murphy. He's upended. In the back pocket is Maynard, but the free kick is going the way of Glenelg, and it'll be taken by Michael Murphy in defence.
He's kicked it out the side. We'll find Carey. The run from Cruz. Bay's out of trouble as Cruz puts it high to centre wing. Simons from the back. Hall came across him, and he's going to be paid the mark. No, it's going the other way. It's going to Jamie Pike. Pike. The half forward, who he's got 2 to pick from. Michael Annie was left totally unattended there, and he's got it. Michael Annie, who was on the deck only moments ago, was up and running again. It's a very high kick towards half forward. Carey playing well in front, takes a good mark. Carey obviously lifting his work rate today, Ian, and Glenelg looking a better side for it. Maynard running them out of defence, being well shepherded. Swings onto the left foot. Copping's his target. Johnson had a hand on the shoulder, but got a fist on it. Tony Hall will take it. Goes to the centre of the ground, and we'll find McDermott.
McDermott gets a run now from Stringer. Doesn't want that player. Coming grandstand side, looking for Henwood. Kelly in front. Pike there. Kelly under pressure. Thomas. McIntosh. Centre line, looking for a lead. Has to get it out wide. Scanlon would need to sit. He's got it caught on the left leg. Out comes Big John Hall. The pass is accurate, and the big fellow's got it on the attacking corner of the square. The umpire just bringing back Gart on a bit. Obviously, Hine is having a run on the ball. Off goes Pearce towards that player. Beautifully put, John Hall. Great lead, great pass. Good football from the legs. Pearce, 35 metres out in front, has booted 2. The legs are down by 22 points. I said exactly the same thing last time he had a shot from goal, and he reduced it to 16. Ricky Pearce just not happy about Simons, and McIntosh said that he should be within, or further away, maybe not closer than 10 metres. Pearce got a little close to the man on the mark, but popped it through. His 3rd goal. The legs 6-2, Glenelg 8-6.
Well, just when Glenelg appeared to have taken the ascendancy, Norwood keep tumbling back all the time. That goal came as a result of a good pass from John Hall. We don't often see big men pass so well as that. Hall did it well. Pearce's lead was good, and then he's booted his 3. He's proving a handful for Max Cruz back there, playing good footy. He's kicked 3 out of 6, and Norwood at 6-2 now are trailing the Bays 8-6.
Carey giving away 6 centimetres at the centre bounce against Hine, who gets favoured by the bounce. The umpire has recalled the ball. Unlike umpire John Hilton, who'd be one of the best bouncers of the ball in South Australia. Had the courage to recall it. That's a better one. Carey against Hine. Hine's tap away, but finds Stringer. Stringer kicks long to the half-forward line, coughing up there. Peter Johnson, fine mark in defence. Then he'll send the legs out from the half-back flank. McIntosh gives a lead short. He's going longer to the lead of Mike Lanny out there. With him is Murphy. Mike Lanny strong mark, centre wing. Big Jim's back on his feet and looking none the worse for wear. It looked like he's almost out there at one stage when he got that heavy tackle before. He kicks long to the half-forward line. Carey in defence. Couldn't get it out. Payne, Simons throws it out. McDermott out wider, still Wayne Stringer, and he relieves back towards centre wing.
2-on-1 out there in front. Norwood mark. And it's James Pike, I think. Yes, it is. Not happy with the treatment being meted out from David Kernahan, but he's been paid the mark. Pike to centre half forward. John Hall lumbers in, goes high, almost took it. Maynard the crumbs. Back to centre wing. Courage wanted here as Taylor fists it clear. Renfrey going to be caught. On cold. Strong tackle from David Grenville. Play called on. The advantage played to Maynard. He's had 3. The Shepherd from Reed, but he's a bit late. In towards Seabohm. Taylor now takes it out of the air. Gets it over the top to Hine, who shrugs the tackle, gets clear, and goes short to Gallagher. Oh, great finesse from Gallagher. Fingertip control. Went one-handed and then pulled it in beautifully. Gallagher's high kick is to half forward. Michael Lanny bustled off by Murphy. And Michael Murphy has done well at centre half back for the Bays. Murphy puts it to the middle. Stringer couldn't. McIntosh can. Left by Scanlon. All Norwood conceding ground as McIntosh went back with the handball. They're in trouble. Hyde finally slips it back to McIntosh. He goes short to centre wing, and the mark is taken by Johnson.
He gives the running Pike a chance now. Gallagher wants it. He's crashed the tackle, puts it out. Keith Thomas, 45 metres out. He's going to give it a ride off. It goes on its boot, but it's going to be offline. Big opportunity, but not quite equal to the task. Would have backed Keith Thomas in from there, but he nudges only a point. 6-3 to 8-6.
Carey it is who takes the kick in. David Kernahan, good mark. Kernahan's at half back. We're 22 minutes gone, and the Bays on top by 15 points. Mark has been taken out there by Maynard. This will be kick number 15. Sterling performance from Peter Maynard. We're not even to half-time. Henwood badly judged. Kelly got a hand on it. Cruz held without it. Opportunity for the Bays to go forward again. In strife was Henwood once more. David Payne went in strongly. And the Bays stuck it up. The Bays haven't won at the parade since 1980. It'd be a great turnaround for Graham Corns if they can get a victory here today.
A bounce down centre wing on the outer side. King O'Taylor thought about Justin Scanlon, but kicked long towards his half-forward line. Scott Salisbury back there, and it just beats him out. Rather hoping that it would go over on the full, and you can see Salisbury right eye as you look at it, but left eye of his still looking a little the worse for wear. The throw in on the half-forward left flank. Carey against Michael Lanny. Big Super thumps the ball clear towards centre wing, but it went back straight over the line. A throw in at that spot, 8-6 to 6-3. And we've played about 23 minutes of the second quarter. Perhaps not the fire of the first quarter, but still very interesting football. Carey playing one of his best games for the season, I would think. Gallagher got clean bowled. In there goes Simons. Straight back to Payne. Payne to the half-forward line, holding his ground Thomas, but even better so is Gibbs. Elects to play on. Grenville, half-back line. Thought about Maynard, but he's going longer to the lead of Copping. 2, 3, 4 grabs, he's paid. Put the Bays into attack. Seabohm, off he goes. Putting it out in front of that player. Barn behind, Hine there as well. In goes Reed. Good tackle put on him by Payne. He comes out with a footy. Jams it onto his boot to the half-forward line.
Carey at the back, over the top of Thomas. Too much height. Carey playing well. Gibbs also. This will be Maynard's mark for sure. And this will be kick number 16. Simons on the run. Just a little wide of him, needs a bounce and got it. Simons with the left foot, chips in short, Hopping's his target. One-on-one situation as Copping gets well around Johnson, fires into goal. Oh, I think he's got it, he has! Oh, great goal, Copping, his third, superb performance. 9-6 the Bay, 6-3 Norwood. Great action on Sevens big lead.
Yes, beautifully done, Stephen Copping. He was so cool there. It was a one-on-one situation with young Peter Johnson. It was youth against experience, and experience went out on the day as he got round him, and from the boundary line popped it through. His third. The Bay's doing it well, leading by 21 points.
Neil Hine, 25 minutes gone, we're into time on. Good bounce from umpire Hilton. Alan Stringer tapped it on. McDermott runs into trouble. That's a good decision from umpire Semler. He really didn't have any room to manoeuvre, any real chance to get rid of it. So umpire Semler will put it down again. The Bays by 21 points. It's been a grand performance by them in this first half. Salisbury gets one forward. Scanlon with courage. Renbold cuts across him. And Alan Stringer again met with the displeasure of the Norwood crowd. And he's been in trouble from the opening minutes of the game. Carey took front spot. Hine jumped into his back. Gee, Carey working hard today. Hardest I've seen him work for some time. On this occasion he's paid the penalty, however. Umpire Hilton said that he got into the back of Payne.
Payne from centre wing to put the legs into attack. High. Michael Annie against Murphy. In there is Cruz as well. Aerial ping pong at the moment. Gibbs, Mr. Cool. Through centre half back. Whips out the handball. Back there now it is Murphy. No, Simons it was. He got dispossessed. Michael Annie, beautifully done against Maynard. And the umpire said it was an illegal tackle. A push in the back. And Peter Maynard having kick number plenty. Gee, do you think this fellow's work rate is high? He'll be exhausted before half time. Kick number 17, and finally he handballed it rather than kicked it to Murphy. A long kick up to Henwood Way, but there it comes to ground. Hine back in defence. The big fellow works hard like a rover. Hooks the ball high, back centre field. All Carey against McIntosh, but McIntosh has given away a free kick. He wasn't looking at the ball. Carey didn't go back behind his mark. Big Super will have to go back and take his kick or handball. No, he's still not over his mark. And umpire Semler said, Peter, you've been around a long time. You ought to know better than that. You've got to go back and take your kick or your handball over the mark. So that's where the ball will go back. If someone's going to get it, I think we'd have about a 30-second delay here while Scotty Salisbury jogs off to get the ball, and he's certainly not going to hurry. The Bays playing a lot better football. Their defence is on top, and they're more constructive in attack. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Peter Carey's finally got his football.
And he heads back to where it came from. This time Gibbs is not on his own. In front it's Wayne Tanner. What played the mark? In fact, he's got a free for over the shoulder. Stringer came late on the scene. Tanner's kick to half forward. Michael Annie against Murphy. Murphy had front spot rather, and has been paid. Michael Annie's not happy. But I think the umpires have been pretty consistent with it all day, and that's the correct decision. You must favour the man in front. 28 minutes gone as Murphy puts them into attack again. Hine. Tony Hall had two to come back, couldn't do it. Kelly folded for the moment, then got it back to Ace cleverly. Murdoch's on a lead. So's Pike. The handball is not good, makes him go back after it. Wayne Stringer went in fiercely to the body. They've lost it now. Reed's come out with it. He's put it long for Seabone. William Baum. Back there lurking is Hine. Twisting away out of trouble, but almost ran himself back into trouble. Finally gave it to Johnson. His pass is too long for Scanlon. Alan Stringer to McDermott to Tony Simons. Simons with the left foot. Copping. Can't take it. Baum runs him down. Oh, he's going to pay the penalty. It was a little soft, I felt. I thought perhaps he may have got away with it. I know he was late. Copping anyhow, no matter what I think, is going to get it. And Copping has already booted 3 in this term. A term that has seen Glenelg produce 5 goals. This could be their 6th. It must be pretty close to siren time. And Copping's got it 35 metres out. The distance shouldn't be a worry. It's a floater. In fact, it is a real worry. It hasn't made the distance, but Tony Hall has got out with it. No, he hasn't. Gee, I thought he was going to be paid. An awful moment. The Norwood defenders looked at umpire Hilton And finally he decided it should go back to Justin Scanlon, much to the relief of those Norwood defenders.
Big Neil Hine working just as hard in defence as he is on the ball. Payne around Simons. Gallagher, defensive corner of the square. A long kick to Thomas. Carey getting back there. Big Super can't get it. It's 1 on 3. And that's how it's been all day. That's a leg. McIntosh tries to bulldoze his way through. Michaelani, Murdoch jams it onto his boot. Gardon getting back on the ball. With him is John Hall. And the big fellow can't get it. And it goes out of play in the full forward left pocket. The Bay simply with more men at the fall of the ball. And they're getting it on the board. 9-6 to 6-3. Gardon against John Hall. Only about 3 or 4 metres from the behind post. The Legs dearly would like a goal or maybe 2 before the half-time siren, which should be very close. Played over 30 minutes. Gardon against Hall. Hall jammed it onto his boot. Smothered. Quickly in there's Taylor. Tried to get it out to Pearce. Cruz. Gallagher. At the back is Simons, but the ball tumbles out of play. A throw in on the half-forward left flank with Norwood in attack.
Yes, Sam, we must be very close to siren time now. We've had over 30 minutes of football. The Bay's in front by 21 points. I think 22 was the biggest lead that they established. Michaelani, there's a free kick. Go the way of Dane McDermott in the back pocket. McDermott, who's worked pretty hard, as most of the Glenelg players have, sticks it in towards centre wing. Nobody down except Henwood. A run from Simons. Paddock to work in, to go even further. Now decides to go long. He's targeted Seabohm. I think he might get him or no. Very cool in a crisis was Craig Baum. He looked to be out positioned then. Seabohm had drifted in behind him, but he made ground quickly and well. Throw in the right forward pocket. Bayes into attack. That's probably their last chance to score before the siren goes. Henwood goes after it again. Umpire Hilton must bounce. It's about 30 metres from goal. 21 points the difference. Henwood sustained a cut on the eye and there's blood pouring from that. Salisbury has the same problem. Hall has the football, not a blood eye. Can't get a boot on it. Norwood trying to work it clear. Ace fumbling. It's very close to the line. There's a dive at it. Finally, it's taken out of play.
Not good football at the moment. Both teams just on the ultra-defensive. Siren goes. The Bays lead at half-time here at the Parade. 9-6-60 to the Legs 6-3-39. The Bays by 21 points, 9-6 to 6-3 as we commence the second half here at the Parade. The Bays have done it well. Carey tries to grab it out of the air. In goes Salisbury to send the Bays into attack again up towards the half-forward flank. Giving chase up there is Copping and Peter Johnson, and the ball goes out of play. They led 4-4 to 3-2 at quarter time by 8 points, and they now have got a 21-point advantage. And they've played better. No question about that, and Carey doing a superlative job in ruck. At the throw-in, it's going to be Hall on this occasion with Henwood, who returns the ball from whence it came. Another throw-in on that half-forward right flank.
We're about 40 metres away from the Glenelg goal. Henwood against Hall again. A lot of arm wrestling, and again Henwood thumps it. I think he might have put it out of bounds once more. He has. This time it's about 15 metres around from their goal. So a top performance by the Bay in the first half. They've established this 21-point lead. Let's see what Hall can do here. Copping takes it out of the air, gives it to McDermott. His kick was half smothered. It's gone off the hand and out of play. And again a throw in. So they're creeping closer to goal, but not making much progress. Umpire Hilton doing some repair work, getting rid of some of the streamers that are on the ground. Now the ball's back in play. Here's an opportunity for McDermott as he went to give it to Copping, then kicked in with his left foot. A lot of struggling there. Hall and Scanlon. Neither can handle it. Michael Ace is after it. This time it's out of bounds on the other side. So no addition to the half-time score. It's still Glenelg by 21 points.
Big crowd, perfect conditions. The game has been played in patches. After the ball up in that first quarter, perhaps not the excitement, Peter Johnson had an airy. Goes back in after the ball again, and the umpire recalls the football. Umpire John Hilton. Johnson just got a problem with the hand momentarily. Henwood goes for the thump. Players stack up again. Here's a charge. Oh, McDermott, 30 metres out angle, right across the face of goal. And this time the ball has gone out on the full, and the free kick will go the way of Craig Barnes.
Barnes' kick is coming grandstand side. It's Pike against Kernahan. Carey lurks behind, taps it cleverly in the direction of Simons. He gets tugged around the shoulder, and he'll take the free. Now, he's got Tony Hall in the pocket, but the pass is not good. Hall needs to work hard, does it beautifully to Salisbury. He's booted one from that angle before, and this time hits the post. Oh, he kicked a superb goal in the second quarter from a very acute angle. That was a great shot then, but unfortunately for him and the Bays, he's hit the post.
Baum tries the other side on this occasion. Carey easily. Hall slipped at the wrong moment, and Carey has got the ball about 50 metres out. I think the big fella fancies himself. He's going to have a shot.
We've seen him on previous occasions, Ian, go with that big screwy.
Off goes Copping. He doesn't want that player. Yes, he's 50 to 55 metres. Now he goes. Copping can't get there. Scanlon in. Joined by Tanner and Murdoch as the legs finally get the ball out of defence. Gibbs against Payne. Gibbs, fine mark. Oh, gee, this fellow's playing a fine game. He'll transfer it right across ground to Grenvold. Didn't gain a great deal of distance. Centred the ball up a bit. Grenvold having a good game. Drives it to the half-forward line, getting back in defence. A fine mark, Keith Thomas. Transfers it to Tanner. Here's a go now for the legs. Off goes Michael Taylor, the 250-game man. Hine there as well. With him is Garton. Taylor. Garton does it well. Hooks it back. McDermott. The running Clark Grenvold. He's going to have to work hard for the footy. Got a nice sit on it as he drives the ball in towards Stringer. Stringer on the half-forward line, close to the line. Can't get the ball back into play, and it's a throw-in in that spot. 9-7 plays 6-3.
Glenelg had some very fine players in the first half. Alan Stringer was very high in their merit award. Also Peter Maynard. Superb performance by him, worked tirelessly. McDermott takes it, intercepted that handball from Michael Aish. Now goes long. Barnes got front spot, up high Seabohm, couldn't bring it in. Chance on the ground for Philip Reid. Swings out of trouble. The kick was smothered. Johnson comes in strongly. Runs into trouble, however. Reid throws himself at the ball. Ace was in trouble behind play, but he's up on his feet, although trotting away a little gingerly. The bounce will take place at centre half forward. Tardy opening to this third quarter in comparison to that first 5 or 10 minutes of the first quarter. Gee, what an opening that was. Johnson tries to run through, gets pulled without it, didn't get the free. Copping flips it back in the direction of Alan Stringer. That's his umpteenth kick. It's a high one towards full forward. Seabohm being paid at the second attempt. And the former defender has the chance now to kick his second. He got one in the first quarter, missed a relatively easy one in the second. Now the chance to boot his second, and this would take the Bays further ahead. They lead currently by 22 points. Seabohm fires, has dragged it terribly, almost put it out of bounds. Gee, a bad attempt from Seabohm. That's the second costly miss by him. Perhaps he should be in defence, Ian.
Well, David, he's given them something to shoot at. He certainly leaps well. Hall just goes down there with Scotty Salisbury. But what I can say, the first 5 minutes of this play has hardly been memorable. This might make it a little bit different. We got a bit of a yike on the outer side of the ground. The umpire's just standing there having a good look. And we see one player there in real trouble is Tanner. Kelly against Grenvold. Meanwhile, back at the rounds, Thomas. Back in the 1-2 to McIntosh. McIntosh can go all the way home, kicks in long, but it's well offline, and umpire Marsden indicates the point. Well, that was good, David. What was going on the outer side? Tanner seemed to be in some strife.
It was Tanner, Hall and Carey, and then Grenvold came in late, and the boundary umpire just ran off and let them sort themselves out. Probably in the end that was the best thing to do. Wayne Stringer, who played very well, formed a most formidable half-back line in the first half. Carey in it again. Got ridden to the ground by Tanner. Play goes on, however, as Hall slips it to Gallagher. Gallagher puts it out wide. Gibbs got in the front position but couldn't mark on this occasion. Chance for Taylor, although Gibbs butted up well. Now the chance for the Bays as Garton runs out of defence. He's been playing there all day today. That's not a good kick. It wobbles off the side of his boot and out of bounds on the full. Gallagher, I'm sure, will take the resultant free. Grenvold being asked to come further down on the mark. Kick number 12 to Gallagher is towards centre half forward. Carey got into the spot. It was Michael Annie that went high. Bay player in trouble, and he's been gone for holding the ball. It's Michael Murphy, I think. Yes, it was, and he's been pinged for holding the ball at centre half back. And Michael Kingo Taylor has the free kick. What a great player he's been for Norwood. 250th game today. Won't quite make the distance, but it's gone into the square. Hine, it's a Glenelg mark in defence. Adam Garton does well, and he's played a pretty solid game, Ian, since going into defence today.
Yes, David, he's done what he's had to do, and that's keep the big fellows from kicking goals, although Neil Hine has got one, John Hall hasn't got any. But they're resting their rucks on the turf. Or Thomas there took care of the Bay player, and Peter Maynard, he's had a top game. Kick number 17 coming up as he goes to the half-forward line to the lead of Kernahan. Kernahan against Pike. The former has it. He's got it, the attack side of centre wing to put them in. Goes for the half-forward line. Copping. Well done, Peter Johnson. Simon throws it back into play. Gallagher back in defence. Has time to have a look. Oh, the handball away wasn't all that good, but there's a high tackle on Gallagher. A clumsy one against Hall, and Phil Gallagher will get the free kick in the right back pocket. I think it's Gallagher, or is it going to be Hall? No, it's Hall going to take it. I thought it was against Gallagher. Anyway, John Hall edges them out of defence towards centre wing. The leap is on, and that's a new player on for Norwood, and that is Brenton Claby. Claby from the check side of centre wing drives to the half-forward line. This is where Norwood are falling down. Kingo Taylor's there at the moment, as well he might be, trying to give them something to shoot at. Thomas, on the lead is Pearce. Cross comes Gardon, lost the footy. Maynard back in defence. There it is on again, almost behind. Play, fight that is, and the ball is out on the full.
Yes, it'll be a free kick to Norwood on that centre wing outer side. Henwood stands the mark. It's Craig Kelly with the ball. The direction is centre half forward. This is where Norwood have had their problems today. Salisbury should take it, although he's having problems handling it. After it again, nose over it, but he's been robbed of it. Payne almost could have been paid for a trip. Now the umpire's seen a free, and it's gone against Norwood. I think we'll find that Salisbury will take it in that back pocket. Scott Salisbury, who was given the manful task of tagging Michael Ace today. He's done a pretty good job and earned kicks himself. Puts it out to centre wing. Two Norwood players out there. Henwood flew from behind, but it was always going to be John Hall's mark. Hall puts them into a more full forward area now. This time the umpire's seen a free, and much to the pleasure of the crowd around me, it's a Norwood free kick. I think you'll find Big Neil Hine will get it. The umpire indicated that he was being held then when he attempted to go for the mark. So Hine, who's kicked one, that came in the first quarter, has the chance to reduce this deficit. It stands at 22 points at the moment. If it's a goal, it will be 16. The distance is okay. The umpire goes across, but I think he snuck it through. He has. Hine boots his second. Norwood come back to 16 points. They're 7-4, trailing the Bays 9-8.
Yes, well, at last the big fellow's got a goal. He edged himself back into that pack and then got pushed out of it. And the umpire gave him a free kick, and that was a top kick from there. He's about 45, 50 metres out, kicking into whatever the breeze there is, although looking at the windsock on the outer side, one wonders whether it's starting to change. 9-8 to 7-4.
Still anybody's game at the parade. Carey again appeared to be being shepherded out of it, but the umpire didn't pay this one. He has paid a free now. It will go to Michael Ace, and he's off. Ace kicks around the body towards centre half forward. Murphy strong, good mark. He's got Gibbs out wide. Gibbs has played a masterful game in the back pocket. Kicks it to half forward. A wrestle between Pike and Kernahan. Kernahan the infringer. James Pike, just 18 years of age, both a talented cricketer and footballer. in his first season with Norwood. Wayne Stringer could have been paid and has. The whistle was a bit late, but I felt that Wayne Stringer had plenty of that, and the decision was right. Wayne Stringer will relieve the pressure momentarily for the Bays. Looking for a lead. Henwood's given him one, but that's been ignored. He intends to come closer to the line. Oh, big leap from Pike. Not paid. Kernahan got it. Pike goes after it again, but there'll be a throw-in. Grandstand side, Norwood 9-8. Rather, the Bays 9-8, lead Norwood 7-4.
12 minutes gone, second half. Hall against Henwood. Henwood probably got the thump in the end. Hall couldn't find it. Tapped out there to Thomas. Hall. Michael Ace looking for support. Run himself into trouble. Still in trouble. Got out of it well, but kicks high. Taylor used his body well. Got the free kick for a high tackle. Taylor on the half-forward line. Off goes Hine. The ball going towards that player. If he gets a leap away, oh, he's edged out of it again. Gibbs against Clavey. Clavey did it well. In goes Tanner. He'll need support. Gets it from Payne. Payne 45 metres out. Goes for home with a long one. I think he's offline for a point. The build-up was perfect, but he just couldn't quite manage it. And Norwood now go to 7-5 to the Bays 9-8.
McDermott along the outer side. Tony Hall should get there, but oh, good mark. Top mark, in fact. Roger Murdoch it is. Or is it young Brendan Clavey? Brendan Clavey, in fact, and he showed tremendous commitment to get across and take that mark in front of the fast galloping Tony Hall. Clavey, who's playing just his second game for the Redlegs, kicks to half forward. Garton at the back. It was Carey and Hine in front, and Garton late on the scene. Gets a 15-metre penalty. Hine ran straight into Carey and he went to ground. Garton gave it across to Murphy. Murphy towards half forward. Now it's Murdoch in defence, and he does well to relieve the pressure. He's got Kelly running for him. Salisbury's going to run into him. Kelly brought the ground. The free was obvious, and Craig Kelly stood over Salisbury like a general.
Kelly, I thought it was going to be on again there for a while to the half-forward line. McDermott to Carey is good football. Super wants help, boots it out on the full. Well, the crowd seem to appreciate it, but we are in the leg member stand. When they go into attack, you can't hear yourself speak. Jamie Pike, that's an awkward kick. McDermott couldn't get it. Carey again, under pressure. 3-on-1, the umpire said. He'll bounce it, although the crowd yell holding the ball. A bounce on the half-forward left flank. The Bays 9-8 to 7-5. And the Bay coach a little concerned, but he's been in front just about all day. Salisbury, Maynard, got the kick away. McIntosh falls into the arms of Michael Annie, puts it high in the air. Pierce on the lead. Glenelg, top mark, showed courage, plays on quickly. Well, the kick is not good off the side of his boot. It goes out of play on the half-forward right flank with the legs in attack.
In these very confined spaces at Norwood Oval, a lot of commitment and needs to be shown by players, and gee, they've answered that quite often today. That was tremendous effort from Grimwold a few moments ago. Simons finds McDermott. On it goes to Maynard. They're tacking across the ground. Alan Stringer, Kernahan can't quite take it. Now he does, and he's off. Kernahan goes in towards the goal. Seabohm at the back, got it. Oh, good play the Bays. They cut across the ground. Kernahan got clear, put it in long, and Seabohm was at the back to take a well-judged mark. Now he's kicked horribly for goal today, John Seabohm. We saw him miss one early in this quarter from about 30 metres out. Couldn't possibly miss this, could he? No, he can't. Seabohm's got 2. The Bays have got 10. It's 10-8 to 7-5. Top action on 7's big lead.
Yes, well, as I said before, Seabohm is giving the Bays something to shoot at. He's got a very solid pair of hands. We've seen him more in defence at centre-half back, or maybe at the back pocket, full back area. But on that occasion, he was behind Baum, and it was a one-grab mark, and he socked it through for his second. But once again, it was sent in by Peter Maynard, who's playing fine football for the Tigers. 10-8, they lead Norwood 7-5.
Back to that 21-point difference again. I think the 22's the most that the Bays have led by today. Carey did well, thumped it forward, chance for Alan Stringer, left it behind. Coming clear was Michael Taylor, puts it out wide for Keith Thomas. Thomas is a half-forward left. The run is provided by Claby. And he's done well in the opening minutes of this third quarter. He's around Salisbury. Claby the chance to go all the way. Beautifully done, young man. Oh, top goal, Brendan Claby. He's a fine. Great play. His first. Norwood come back. 8-5. The Bays 10-8.
Oh, gee, do you think this lad's got some talent? Since he's come on halfway through this second quarter, one mark was most memorable on the outer side there when he had to go back into a pack, and while the thundering herd came down upon him, he kept his head up, and what a beautiful fade then around the man on the mark for a goal, and the legs certainly needed it. Fine goal to young Claby. 8-5 they trail the Bays 10-8.
This game started at a tremendous tempo. It's hotting up again here in the third quarter as Norwood come fighting back. Just 15 points in it now. Through goes Glenelg. Michael Annie, Garton with sheer strength. Henwood twists and turns out of trouble. Now goes for holding the ball in trying to indicate to umpire Sendler that he was caught a bit high, but he has nothing of that. And Michael Taylor takes it at centre-half back. Legs will go back into attack again. Hine, the fire from behind Murphy, couldn't control it. Claby pushes it on. Now Salisbury works his way clear, dishes out a handball to Philip Reid. The Bays are clear as Reid drives towards centre-half forward. Johnson went one-handed, Popping, had it, then lost it, trying to turn out of trouble. Needs support and gets it from McDermott. Seabohm at the back, goes into Barn. The ball went awfully close to the goals. It went over the head of Seabohm and just missed the goalpost, trickled through for a point. So another point to the Bays. They're 10-9, I think it is, leading Norwood 8-5.
Not a lot of love lost between Seabohm and Barn. Fine mark, Henwood. Oh, put on the scissors. Yeah, that's the scissors, I think, in wrestling terms. And he looks rather mean as he comes up, Wayne. Plus he's 15 metres, and he'll make the distance easily from there. He's about 35 metres out. The Bays would like another one now as we approach the 18-minute mark. Coming back with a boot. I think he's edged it through. Fine goal. Henwood second. The Bays edge away again. 11-9 to the legs, 8-5.
Tit for tat in this third quarter, goal for goal. Henwood has replied with that one after he had taken the mark, then got some pretty crude treatment from Craig Kelly. Aided by that 15-metre penalty, has been able to make the distance and boot the Bays 11th. He's done pretty well at centre-half forward, Henwood. He's now booted 2 from the Glenelg, 11-9 to Norwood, 8-5.
The legs have got Michael Annie in ruck, coming in almost check side against Garton. Well, neither of those two ruckmen started, and the umpire's going to see a free kick to Philip Reid for a push in the back centre field. No one gets them easy these days. They all get badgered. Copping on the lead, that's where the ball will go. Fine pass, good mark. Copping's got it, one-on-one in the square. Barn with his back to the play, waiting for Seabohm to lead. More interested in his immediate opponent than where the ball is coming. Now it's going in the other direction. Tony Hall. Hall is 40 metres out, 45-degree angle, has booted one. And Norwood going to the parade end. Tony Hall, not a big kick winner this afternoon. Number 7. And they would like a goal right here. Kick looks okay. Umpire Mostyn-Rata says it's home. His second. The Bays getting a pretty good lead now. 12-9 to 8-5. And it could be sewn up the game in the next 5 minutes.
Tremendous enthusiasm from the Bays today. Obviously, they've been G'd up before this one. And whenever a goal is kicked or whenever anything good is done, they're right at the scene. That was a good goal from Tony Hall, and they are creeping away. 12-9, plays 8-5.
Garton in ruck against Michael Annie. Michael Annie, Garton loses it to the half-forward line. Quickly picked up by Thomas, or he tried to pick it up, couldn't get it out, and umpire Semler in for the bounce. The legs have been struggling in attack all afternoon. They've got Neil Hine at centre-half forward at the moment, while Michael Annie's having his run on the ball. Garton again, but it went to Scanlon, in turn Thomas. Out wider still is Tanner. Tanner on the half-forward right flank, goes in long. Pearce, the back is Hall, plucked away by Carey. Quickly in there is Claby, can't get to the ball as it goes out of play. And a throw-in will take place in the right forward pot. About a metre around from the behind post, as we're just over 20 minutes gone. One of the biggest leads for the afternoon, 28 points to Bays. Norwood must get a couple of goals quickly. Ace can't get in there. Salisbury likewise. In there went Murphy, Carey, Pearce over the top, and the umpire will come into bounce.
Bounce will take place only 15 metres from the Norwood goal. As Ian said, they desperately need goals at the moment. Hine to do the ruck work against Carey and wins. Trying to work it out was Clavey. Did well. Got it back to Payne. A strong tackle from Murphy. Intercepting Pearce. Pearce has a left foot snap at the goal, but he's well offline. 1 point only. 8-6 then Norwood. 12-9 the Bays. 22 minutes gone. And the Bays, Ian, just getting on top at the moment.
Yes, as I said, I think they've played better all afternoon, and they've had a better attack, and certainly a great half back line. And this man played a fine game. Just changes gear, drives towards centre wing on the outer side. Scanlon comes out with a footy. King O'Taylor there in support. And McIntosh thought about a handball, dummied beautifully, puts out the pass, or John Hall couldn't, tapped it away, or he tapped it straight to his opposition in Murphy. Cruz had to get rid of it in a hurry. Beautifully played. Reed, Simons, centre field, Maynard looking for the pass, puts it out now. Out comes Barn, Copping in front. Hall in there as well, Copping. McDermott, 45 metres out, left leg, shoots for goal, getting under it is Pine, and he takes a fine defensive mark and relieves the pressure for the legs.
Tremendous build-up by the Bays, but timely marked by young James Pine. Murdoch, Simons and Ace, Salisbury. Simons did well. Hines putting the pressure on him. It's towards half forward. McDermott had front spot. Michael Ennie from behind. Now Michael Ace caught. Taylor gets a hurried kick forward. Payne leads, skips to the ball, needs support. McIntosh provides it. No one to handball to. Yes, he has now. Gallagher's clear. He's at centre half forward. Gallagher goes long, but is offline. In fact, might make the distance. And Carey takes the relieving mark. Cruz is loose. So too Alan Stringer at centre wing. Can he get it before the line? Yes, he can. Bays are going into attack. Kernahan on the lead. Beautifully put by Alan Stringer.
The Bays to go into attack. The lead is on from Copping. Also Hall. Copping can't get there. Well done, Johnson. In goes Scanlon. Over the top is Hall, and the umpire will ball it in. 12-9 to 8-6. Approaching full time in the third quarter. Michael Annie and Henwood at the throw-in. Henwood in front. Couldn't get the ball away. The umpire said he's holding on to it. And a good tackle sees Michael Annie with a free kick on the half-back line. Big Jim. Norwood with their two resting ruckmen, one at centre-half forward and the other one in the forward pocket. They haven't been a big force today. Carey's played superbly. The ball goes back towards Gutt and is giving the big fellow a rest. In there is Thomas, can't get it out. Finally, Grenvold does. Just as he gives it away to Maynard, the umpire calls for a bounce.
Bounce, almost centre wing, outer side. We've had 25 minutes of this third quarter. Glenelg have added 3 goals. Norwood have kicked 2. Hine puts it back. A high kick forward, in front, Copping on. Well judged, beautifully done. Geez, a master at that. On a lead goes Seabohm. The pass is out in front of him. He won't quite get there, but does it well. No pressure now, John Seabohm. In the goal he goes, and has hooked yet another one. Oh, some costly misses from John Seabohm. He's only booted 2 for the day and could have had 5 or 6 quite comfortably.
Well, there was a lot of criticism about playing him full forward, but the boy has certainly got the ball. Had he kicked straight, all the praise would have been heaped on the coach for once again trying him at full forward. That's the way footy goes. Grenvold against Tanner. Grenvold well played. The umpire said play on. And this time it's holding the ball. And the free kick will go the way of Norwood. Check side of centre wing on the outer side. Peter Johnson to get the free kick. It was against Copping. Norwood struggling. They've been behind except the first half of the first quarter. Ever since then they've been behind and they don't look like winning at the moment. Grenvold in, desperation plus. Player stack up and another bounce. And gee, the umpires have earned their money this afternoon. The game, as a spectacle, has been a little tatty.
Huge number of players around the ball as umpire Hilton puts it down again. Hine against Garton. Getting clear Gallagher. Gallagher's kick is into the open space. Hall gets an awkward bounce. Carey, who's really played well today. Murphy wanting to handball it off. Had no one to give it to. Now the foot pass finds Wayne Stringer. Stringer's got plenty of space to run in. He can go deep, but instead elects to go short to Copping. Has he got it, or is it half volley? The mark has been paid, in fact. Copping may be a fraction too far out to score. Wanting to pass it off. Seabohm a half-hearted lead. Copping goes for distance, puts it into the square. Where are the Flyers? Henwood from behind. Kelly, Philip Reid has a pot shot at the goal, and it's bowled it. Oh, tremendous Rovers goal from Philip Reid. His second. The Bays in further in front. 13-10. Norwood 8-6. What a game.
That's Reid's 10th kick and his second goal. And what a goal it was, as David called it. The ideal Rovers goal, as the Flyers were in there. A heap of them went up for the ball, and he just waited there in the front of the pack, swooped on it. He got it very high, but it went through for a major score. And the Bays have got a splendid platform now in which to come into the last quarter. 13-10, 88 they lead Norwood, 8-6-54.
Just about a match-winning lead at the moment, 34 points. It's going to be very difficult for Norwood to peg this back from here. McIntosh against Alan Stringer. Really has been a committed player today, Alan Stringer. McIntosh appeared to be caught with that. Yes, that's the way umpire Hilton sees it. The three will go the way of Glenelg, and Chris McDermott will take it right in the centre of the ground. Gee, if the Bays have been lacking in desire in recent weeks, they've certainly shrugged that deficiency off. The kick is to half forward. Henwood could have, but in the finish made an awful mess of it. Ace went over the top to Payne, set him up somewhat. Payne clever enough to get out of trouble. Clavey has it fisted clear by Wayne Stringer. And this defence today of Glenelg really has stood the pressure tremendously well. Murphy has played well at centre half-back. Wayne Stringer done a sterling job at half-back. Gibbs in defence has been a fine player for them also.
Hine got it down there. Clavey beautifully done. Tanner at centre wing. The legs into attack. Up towards the half-forward line. Carey against Hall. Carey top mark. Gee, the big fellow's getting off the ground better than I've seen him for some time, and his performance has been a very timely one for the Bays. Siren sounds. The Bays, as I said, with that platform for the final quarter. The wind is not a problem, and they lead at three-quarter time, 13-10, 88 to the legs, 8-6, 54. The start of the final quarter, and the Bays looking at their first win in 6 years at the parade, leading 13-10 to 8-6. Carey thumps them into attack. Up towards the half-forward line. Kelly couldn't. In there is Pike. Lost the footy. Gallagher. An underground handball. Through comes Stringer. A fine attack on the ball as he drives towards centre wing out of side. Simons a chance at that spot. Hooked around the corner in towards the half-forward line. Pike. Fine mark in defence. And he'll send the legs out from that spot. Jamie Pike looking for a lead. He gets one at centre wing from Hine. But in front of that player is Gibbs. And he's taken yet another mark. Never seemed to be in a hurry, and no one ever seems to be able to put a glove on him. Drives to the half-forward line to Copping, and the ball has gone out of play on the half-forward right flank. And it wouldn't be at all surprised if a change is coming from Norwood. Renfrey is coming back into the action. I don't know who they're going to take off, but it's only about less than a minute into the final quarter. One wonders why the change wasn't made prior to that. McIntosh to Thomas is good football. In towards full forward. Michael Andy over the back comes Clavey. Thumps the ball clear. Salisbury got his foot to the ball. Quickly now. It is Grenvold. Got it from Cruz. Tony Hall.
Centre wing. Gets it on to Simons. Good build up from the Bays. Simons goes wide to Copping. Good pass. Beautifully put, Tony Simons. And Stephen Copping has it at left half forward. Henwood on a lead. With him Pearce. Pearce being shifted from full forward. The ball is finally fisted out of bounds by John Hall. Craig Kelly's gone to full forward. Pearce has come back to centre half back. I think it is he's playing on Henwood. Craig Barnes at full back on Seabohm. John Hall is off. Renfrey coming on. There's a high tackle on Philip Reid. And the diminutive Glenelg Rover has it. Oh, only 20 metres out. And this is a crucial kick now for the Bays. They lead by 34 points. And one would think if they drew first blood, got a goal now, then Norwood would really struggle to get back from there. Reid, who's booted 2, make that 3. He's bisected the big white ones. Good roving display by Philip Reid. He's kicked 3. The Bays have marched on to 14-10 and look to have this sewn up. Lord at 8-6.
Yes, it was a clumsy tackle on the former New South Wales player, and Reid has done enough this afternoon to suggest that he could become a permanent place, or get a permanent place in this side. But the Bays, how can you pick them? Last week didn't play at all well. This week absolutely slaughtering the legs.
Umpire Hilton, not a good bounce. He hasn't recalled that one. He did early in the game. Gary thumped it straight back to his opposite number in Hine. Now Tanner, a long kick to the forward pocket at the back. Renfrey, who's just come onto the ground, but again Glenelg were cool in defence. Gibbs bounces his way clear, then sends a long kick towards half forward. The leapers Hall. Oh, did it well from the side. Popping was wrestling. Hall had the run at it and took a fine mark. Seabohm a little hesitant in his lead. Now it's on. Hine dropping back there for the Redlegs. Gets a hand on it. Popping in over the top to Hemphill. Went for the volley and missed it. Pearce does well. Sends a handball out wide. Salisbury covering the ground quickly. Runs himself into the pocket. The kick is across the face of goal. And Mark wanted here. Push in the back. Yes. David Kernahan took the mark. But there was no doubt in my mind, or the umpires, that the 3 was on. And now a 15-metre penalty against David Kernahan.
James Pike, the recipient. Off goes Kelly. Oh, it's 2 on 1 out there. Kelly's going to have to work hard. Renfrey's going to join him. Slips it to Kelly, but the ball was out of play. Gee, it was a lightning handball. I almost didn't pick it up. The umpire did. He said they were out of play when it transpired. A throw in, centre wing. Carey. Once again, Big Super gets up. In goes McIntosh. To Payne. Stringer. Tony Hall. One to beat. Here's a chance. McDermott all got a bad bounce. Payne, good tackle on him. And the umpire said it's a line ball on the bounce. Good decision. Obviously, Henwood said something to umpire Hilton he wasn't all that happy about, because he had a quick glance over the shoulder. The bounce is on the half-forward line. Henwood against Hine. Scanlon to Michael Aish on the left leg, but puts out a pass to the half-forward line. Well taken, Kelly. Kelly looking for running play. Thought about Gallagher. Back goes Carey, 15 metres. Kelly could almost make it from here. He's not going to take his 15 metres. Yes, he does. He lopes now. Puts in a long one. Going to be offline in any case. And Cruz takes the ball, but after it crosses over the line. A point to Norwood is something they don't need at the moment. 8-7 plays 14-10.
Max Cruz takes the kick off. Murphy against Tanner. Murphy had the leap from behind. Didn't quite mark it. Clavey in trouble. Caught high, says umpire Sendler. And Peter Maynard has the free kick paid against him. Maynard, who had a sensational first half. Of young Clavey showing experience belying his games. It's only his second league game. Michael Murphy hurt behind play as Clavey puts in the short one to Michael Taylor. Well, Taylor's within range, yet to boot a goal, but been one of Norwood's better players. Perhaps 45 metres out. Pulled it across his body, didn't follow through with the boot. There's a mark! Craig Kelly at the back. Shifted a few moments ago from centre-half back. And he's taken a fine mark in the goal square, but being put round to a very fine angle by the umpire. I just wonder at times whether the umpires overreact to that angle, even forcing him around further. The mark was taken in the goal square. The ball came in from the opposite angle, and now he finds him. There's the angle. What a great shot that is. The kick is a goal. Well done from Craig Kelly. He's booted his first. Norwood 9-7, Trial the Bays 14-10.
Good mark and a good goal, but the legs will need more than that. And do you think Craig Balme, I beg your pardon, Neil Balme will make that his made bulk moves? He's got Kelly in the back pocket, Pearce at centre-half back, and he's got Kelly at centre-half forward. Well, he had to make moves if they're going to win. Even now, I don't think they can make it. They're over 5 goals down, 7 minutes in.
Carey against Hine at the centre bounce. Again, Not a good bounce from umpire Hilton. Pearce strongly through, boots with the left boot. Towards half forward, Murphy went high. Maynard supports him. Simon's loose. Now McDermott. McDermott being held, trying to break clear of the tackle. Should be kick number 15 for Chris McDermott. It's a long one. Penwood in the middle of the pack, Hine at the back. Seabohm goes after it. Pearce battles hard for the legs. Umpire Semler forced to bounce. 33 points in it. Glenelg on top. And David Marshall, who has been an interchange player, has been on the bench all day. In fact, prepares to come onto the ground. Again, players stack up, and umpire Semler again will bounce. We've had about 8 minutes of the final term as Marshall does some warming up on the sideline.
A bounce in the right forward pocket. The Bays with the game in their control. Hine taps it out towards Thomas, but it's Aish that takes it away. McIntosh waits for the bounce. He's going to have to work hard for this. Running support comes from Scanlon. That's beautifully done. Drives to the half-forward line. Big leap. Claimy, fine mark. Or do you think this fellow's hot? The legs, can they come back from here? Short pass underway. And it's been taken by Renfrey on the half-forward line. The knee went in to the back of the head. I don't say it was deliberate, but it doesn't hurt any the less. And Renfrey has got it on the half-forward right flank. It may be about 35, 40 metres out from goal. Obviously didn't hurt too much. He's up and at it. The legs certainly need this. They get a couple of quick ones. It'll make it interesting. The angle is evident. 9 minutes gone, so there's plenty of time. That ball is through the middle. No worries about that at all. Fine goal, Renfrey. His first. The legs come back. 10-7 to the Tigers, 14-10.
Well, we've had about 10 minutes of this final term, and Norwood have kicked their 10th. It came from Dean Renfrey. It was good play too by the legs, and Renfrey finished it off well for them. They're back now to, what is it, 27 points of difference. A couple of quick ones here, and we'd really have a game on our hands.
At the centre bounce, it's Hine back on the ball against Carey. As you recall, John Hall has left the scene. Renfrey to add a bit of pace around the packs. Carey gets yet another tack, but this time it's Taylor. Takes it towards Maynard. Carey, McDermott, half-forward line, Copping, Johnson. Johnson down to Murdoch. On the left leg, he goes out long. It's all the Bays back there. Searching for it. Maynard, in comes Gallagher. Reads it beautifully. If it sits, he's in business. Needs support. Slips the tackle. The running support comes. Kingo Taylor, short. McIntosh. Centre field, he'll need help too. Back to Gallagher. Gallagher fades, gets caught, handball away, not good. Down goes Clavey, lucky. Wants to play on. Thomas, half-forward line. Out they come, Michael Aish. Norwood starting to run, the crowd coming to life. And Aish has got it 35 metres out. A goal here would bring the home crowd to life. Corn starting to look a little concerned, the ball not coming back. And Michael Aish only adds to the score by a point. 10-8 plays 14-10.
Graham Corns can breathe again. This Norwood crowd just virtually erupts when Norwood get a run on. The difference now is 26 points. Gallagher went high. Chance for Keith Thomas. Short. Renfrey. Well done. Maybe 15 metres. No, not given. The Norwood fans want it. Want it badly. But Dean Renfrey should goal from here. The distance won't be a problem. Accuracy is all that's needed. Can Renfrey answer the challenge? Drop punt is close, but not close enough. Gee, they want goals, and they're only getting points. 10-9 plays 14-10.
David, I hate to be a Jonah, but I recall last year when the Bays played Norwood out at the parade. They had a comfortable lead at half-time, fell in a screaming heap during the third quarter and finished up losing it. I don't know whether history's going to repeat itself. Hines paid the mark. Gibbs goes off. That'll cost him 15 metres. Not sensible football because Hines could not have possibly got it with a gun from where he was. But now he's only 40 metres out. The big fellow kicked the bottle in the third quarter. He's not confident. He's going for the lead. Out in front of Aish again. Taylor's going to have to work hard. Maynard's going to beat him to the footy. Top work Maynard. Quickly in is Thomas. Needs support. Gets it from Tanner on the left leg. In comes McIntosh. Norwood starting to run. McIntosh to Gallagher. Gallagher this way, that way. Gets shepherded, puts out the pass. Taylor. Right forward pocket. The legs with a chance. It's on. A bit of a yoke at centre half forward. McIntosh, Stringer, Carey. With the eyes of the league camp squarely on number 29. 45-degree angle. Kick is going to be through. Oh, the game is back in action. 17 kicks. Michael Taylor's first goal. 11-9 the home side, 14-10 the visitors.
Well, at three-quarter time, it looked a foregone conclusion. The Bays by 34 points. But a never-say-die attitude for the Legs. Have gone back with a chance. It's only 19 points in it now. We've only had 13 minutes. So Norwood are fighting strongly.
Woodland's warming up for the Bays as Corn's about to ring the changes. Hine gets the tap away. In the big fellow goes again to Kelly. Kelly shrugs off the tackle. Puts it in again up towards Michael Ace. Sets himself. Great mark! Michael Ace. Brilliant mark. I'm not the only one who thinks so. Michael Ace, 30 metres out. The Bays starting to get really worried now. The Norwood side coming home with a wet sail. Ace from point-blank range, guides it through. His first goal, kick number 13. The Legs are back in it, 12-9 to 14-10.
Oh, flurry of goals from Norwood. They've kicked 4. The Bays have only kicked 1 in this last term, and that was the first one. Since then, Norwood have done everything right. Their runners, they've lifted so much. Clavey's made a difference. Taylor's made a difference. They're getting the ball out of centre, and Corns is worried.
Back to a 13-point advantage for the Bay coach. Can the Legs pull this one out? Carey taps it beautifully back, read by Taylor and McIntosh. Umpire will ball it up again. Beautifully intercepted then by McIntosh. Couldn't get it out clear, however. Woodland still itching to get into the action. Hine, Carey. Well done, Reid, to the half-forward line. Here's a chance for Copping. Copping now clear. Half-forward line. This way, that way. Hooks around the corner. Going to be close. Could be offline. Haul back there. Touched on the line in any case. And the Bays reprieve a little with a point.
14-11 the Bays. 12-9 Norwood. Exactly 15 minutes gone. Craig Baum. Carey against Hine. Hine had front spot. Lurking at the back, Alan Stringer sends it out wide to Kernahan. Now what's he going to do with it? Kernahan puts it up high. Copping, Tony Hall from behind. On the ground, Thomas ridden to the ground. And Pye Hilton says he'll have it. Oh, some anxious moments for the Norwood fans there. For a moment they thought that perhaps umpire Hilton may have paid a free for holding the ball. Not to be, however. Bounce down. Seabohm taps it on. Reid off the ground. 1 point. 14-12 the Bays, 12-9 Norwood. The difference is 14 points, 15.5 minutes gone.
Brilliantly conceived there by Phil Reid, but he just couldn't get the boot to the ball in the right direction, the angle on it. Baum, a long kick out, a ground covering kick to Hine. Big mark. Thought about Murdoch. In fact, Carey gave him a push that shirt-fronted Murdoch. Simon's coming off, Woodland's on, as Hine goes to the half-forward line. Kelly can't quite bring it down. Quickly in now, McIntosh. Ball out of play, however, and we're in it again. This time a bear hug put on. You wouldn't have thought those two were so fond of one another. Murphy and McIntosh. Stringer would not be not in it, and also Kelly, but not much of a yoke, that one. Simon's not happy about coming off, but I think the coach will win out.
I don't think so at the moment, at least. Anyway, he's still out there. Side by side with Tanner. The message did go out. Simon's rather reluctant to come off the ground. Throwing on that outer side. Tempers at nerve edges. The handball from Murphy will find Alan Stringer. The ball slews off the side of his boot. Simon's against Tanner. Niedeke mark. Him with the chance. He's caught, needs help. Simon's got one in the back. Play called on as Hemmett pushes it back in the direction of Simon's. Oh, Gallagher did well. Now Clavey caught high. Clavey's off. He's going to be run down. Gee, the boys should have steadied on that occasion. Look at McIntosh throw himself into that. Clavey comes up in a flurry. Simons and Tanner have a go behind the play, but the umpires have sorted it out. And I think you'll find the free kick will go the way of David Marshall. Marshall at centre wing for the Bays. Now Simons comes off. And it's Craig Woodland's on. Henwood should mark the pass from Marshall. Can the Bays steady? Or can Norwood keep up this momentum? Almost 20 minutes gone, 15 points in it. The kick is long. In front, Seabone, Copping, needs help. Four Norwood players surround him. Copping sat on it, was very lucky to get out of it, Ian. Perhaps should have gone for hiding the ball.
I wouldn't be surprised if umpire Hilton had pinged him, but nevertheless, the Bays have got it in their area. Claby is hurt. Gee, a mistake by Claby and another one by McIntosh could cost Norwood dearly. Thomas off the half-back line, goes for a run. Stringer's going to come in and beat that player, but he gets the kick away. Half-forward line, Michael Annie's edged out. The umpire's seen it. Free kick, Big Jim. And he's got it about 45 metres out. Possibly could make the distance. Now Claby. Does he come off too? I just didn't pick him up. No, he's still in the action there. We lose contact with the game about that area. Michael Annie looking for a lead. But he's going in short. Kelly, 2 grabs, he's got it. Poor G made hard work of that. Gardon couldn't get to him in time. And Craig Kelly has got a chance to really set this match alive. 15 points down. Do you think this will ever lift the roof off the stand if he gets it? Dudley Corns can't bear to watch. Nor can Recollet, the team manager. Towards the parade end. Kelly's kick is going to be home. He's got it. Second goal. The legs 13-9. Glenelg 14-12. Great action on Sevens. Big lead. Test of character now for the Bays. They had it sewn up. They led by 40 points at one stage. And that's been whittled away to just 9 points now. 20 minutes gone. The question has really been asked of Glenelg. Carey's back in ruck. He's up against Hine. And this very next bounce is absolutely vital for both sides. I agree with that, David. 9 points the difference. Centre bounce. Hine against Carey. Hine's tap away. McIntosh couldn't. Neither could Stringer. And the umpire will come in and ball it up. Desperation stakes out there. The Bays had a big platform at half-time, three-quarter time. They led by 34 points. Now they've got just a 9-point advantage. Here's a chance for Michael Ace. McIntosh. Scanlon. The legs into attack. Hine, a good shepherd there. A long kick by Scanlon in towards full forward. Michael Annie. Over the top, fine mark. No, he's going to pay Gibbs. Giving away centimetres. That was even a better mark considering. Well, the Iceman goes out wide. Marshall's loose. Bays steadying just for the moment. 20 minutes gone. Michael Ace drifting back, should mark it. Not paid. Called to play on. Pike does well. Pushes it out in front of him. The strong tackle from Salisbury. And again, good pressure applied by Scott Salisbury and has forced the ball out of play on that outer side. Oh, tremendous tension at the moment at the parade. 9 points in it. Glenelg on top. 20.5 minutes gone. Hine against Carey. McIntosh at the back. Which way's it going? It's going to Norwood. Carey's got a bewildered look on his face, but he won't change the umpire's decision. And Hine has it at centre wing. Gee, loose checking by the Bays. Scanlon can run a mile. Kernahan comes to him. Scanlon goes straight to the goal square. A big leap on it. A big leap is there. Garton it is. And again, he'll relieve the pressure for Glenelg. 21 minutes gone. Gardon, no pressure put on him. Gets the kick out of defence. Carey against Hine. Hine in front. Spot well played. Out position, the super. G did that one well as he come of age, this young fellow. The run from Ricky Pearce. Oh, the handball's a shocker. In goes Henwood. Pearce has got a chance. Puts out the pass. Who's he put that to? It went straight to Reid. On a thrifty bit. There was not a Norwood player home. And Reid has got it on the defensive corner of the square. He's going to edge the ball out towards centre field. Pike over the back haul. Good mark. Now the Bays need a goal to give them a bit of leeway. 22 minutes gone. Off goes Seabone. Craig Barn there thumps away. Back in defence. Murdoch dispossessed. Quickly Seabone. Woodlands out wider still. David Marshall puts the ball in towards goal. This is going to be close. Henwood Pearce up over the top. It's Scanlon, but off the fingers it goes through for the minor score. 14-13 the Bays. Norwood 13-9. 10 points the difference, G.
22 minutes gone. David Marshall can be hurtful with that disposal of his, and that was almost through for the goals. Now Norwood build as the pass from Barn finds Murdoch, galloping down the outer side. Murdoch's kick is over the head of Garden. At the back, Gibbs, he's unloaded. So's the Norwood player out there in ace. Craig Kelly goes after it again, but the umpire has seen the free before. Michael Ace will get it. Ace, left half forward, kick number 14 coming up. And a 15-metre penalty has been applied, but he doesn't want it because he's got McIntosh at centre half forward. Leads are plenty. Taylor's on one. Oh, Kelly, geez, made a difference since going to centre half forward. He's already booted two, and the chance now from about 45 metres directly in front. And this, if he does it, will bring Norwood back to 4 points. Coach Baum rung the changes. Kelly to centre half forward, Pearce to centre half back, and they've all been successful so far. They've turned a 34-point deficit to its current 10-point, but that could be reduced even further now as Kelly steadies, shoots, drop punt, the crowd erupts, goal! One of the greatest comebacks of all time. Norwood trail by 4 points, Kelly's kick 3. Norwood 14-9, Glenelg 14-13. Great action on Sevens Big League.
Is it ever, David? At three-quarter time, it was a ho-hum affair. The Bays by how much? But gee, the changes that Neil Baum has rung have proved their dividends. The Norwood fans on their feet now. It's hard to hear one speak. 97 plays 93, and Corns has got huge problem.
Indeed he has. Carey as we go into time on. Woodland's got it back to Carey. His quick kick is back, conceding ground in fact, but fortunately for the Bays, it's found a black and yellow jumper, and Wayne Stringer has it at half back. Stringer popping the flyer in front has been paid. No, the free's going to David Kernahan. He was being held, and he'll take it at left half forward. The Bays need a goal. Kernahan chips in short. Henwood will take it. They haven't gained much ground, but they've retained possession. A vital kick from Henwood. I don't think he can make the distance. Hine is in the square, so's Tony Hall. Oh, it's going dreadfully close. Hine at the back. Taken off hands by Baum. Norwood out of trouble. Henwood. The flyer was Tanner. Kernahan's got 2 to compete with. Kicks around the corner. Beautifully put, David Kernahan. Cool in the crisis. And he's found Alan Stringer in the centre of the ground. We're into time on. Stringer steadying play down. Oh, what a game. He's undecided. Now wants a lead. Waving his arms about. Chips in short to Henwood, and he has it at half forward. I don't know whether this is the football to play, but they've still retained possession. Henwood with a thumping torpedo punt, puts it to the square. Up went Hall. Johnson off the ground. Hall! Oh, that's the sailor perhaps. 3 to Tony Hall. 15-13. Hall's had 10 kicks. 15-13 the Bays, and that could win it for him. Norwood are 14-9.
Yes, that could be the end of the penny section now. Well done, Tony Hall. There was a lot of players who flew for that ball. It was a huge kick by Henwood going in high. It came off the bottom of the pack, or the top of the pack, and it was Hall only about a metre out from goal. Socket it through, and that's the one the Bays need to steady.
The game started amid tremendous excitement, and it's finishing just that way as we go 2 minutes into time on. The Bays now by 10 points. Breeze paid. Maynard, best player on the ground in the first half, but has dropped his work rate somewhat in the second half. This will be kick number 22, however. Gibbs has made the space, and Scanlon late in the scene brings into the ground and incurs the wrath of umpire Hilton. 15 metres paid against Scanlon, and Ross Gibbs will take plenty of time over this one here.
Yes, time is on the Bay side now. It could have run out for the legs. Gibbs, a superb performer this afternoon from half-forward flank, screws a huge kick in towards full forward. A lot of people leaping there at the back of the back. Copping has an airy. Players stack up and the ball is forced through, close to the line there, and 1 point only. That's eked out their lead now to 11 points. The Leagues need 2 goals to win it.
Maybe too much for them. 27 minutes gone. Baum to the outer side. Murdoch. 2 goals from here. We probably have about 2 or 3 minutes to go. As Murdoch puts it to centre wing, it's Garton from behind, good defence. And the ball has gone out of play on that outer side. 40 points at one stage. Norwood trailed in this last term. That was when Philip Reid kicked the opening goal of the last quarter. And Norwood fought back to 4 points at one stage. But since then, the Bays have steadied. They're in control at the moment. The kick to half forward is well put. Tony Hall on a lead, does it well. Gibbs calling for it on grandstand side, but Hall going to go more direct. Hot Copping, left unattended. Late was Thomas. Copping appeals for the mark at the second attempt. Oh, he's gone backwards. Maynard from a standing start into the square. Seabohm went tremendously high, couldn't pull it in. Now Henwood. Pearce does it well, picked it up like a rover. Dishes out the handball, gets held, and he'll take the free kick deep in the back pocket.
Time has run out for the legs. 28 minutes gone. Pearce from the back pocket now towards the half-back line. Clavey in front. Payne tangos beautifully. McIntosh looks for support. Nowhere to go. Gets out of it well. Tight. Scanlon or Taylor. Taylor's going to have to work hard. He's going to lose it. 3-on-1. Taylor goes down. Maynard taken care of. In there goes the hard bodies. McIntosh in there. Maynard took a very heavy one indeed. He's still on the ground. And the umpire will come in to bounce. The players just getting a little excited. Gee, we had a real dust-up in the first quarter. 34 players in one pile-up. And the other two having a little toe-to-toe down the other end of the ground. Michaelani. Taylor to the half-forward line. Up clear, Clavey can't. Stringer jams it onto his boot. Here's a chance, Woodlands. He's 10 metres clear. If the ball sits for him, he's got a big chance. Woodlands half-forward line. Comes back in field, hooks around the corner. Copping's got to wait. Clever in a Hall shoots. And off goes umpire Marsland to point only. But the legs, a brilliant fight back in the last quarter, but full marks to the Bays. Steadied when it counted. And are now got a match-winning lead.
Yes, 12 points it is. Time has certainly gone for the legs. Barham finds Michael Taylor on half-back flank. They're trying to move the ball quickly. Wayne Stringer, who's been a fine defender all day. Kelly close to the line, tried to keep it in play. The umpire signifies that it's gone out of bounds. Throw in rather, grandstand side. Almost 30 minutes of play. Siren not far away. Been 6 years now since the Bays have won at the Parade, and it looks as though they're going to do it. 1980 was the last time. Murdoch puts Norwood to half forward. Awkward bounce. Renfrey needs support now. Out wide it goes, searching for Scanlon. Woodlands ran himself into trouble. Murdoch twists out of it. Back to McIntosh. McIntosh the steadier. Out wide to Thomas. Thomas wastes no time, hands it off to Renfrey. Renfrey's long kick has gone towards the square. Gibbs up high off. Superb mark. Probably Gibbs in the final analysis. Down in defence has been the difference between the two sides. His marking has been excellent. Clavey in the hands of the trainers. I think it was Wayne Stringer that collected him, and he's in trouble.
Murphy, another fine performer. The Bay half-back line has been a match winner, especially in that first half. Murphy, Maynard and Wayne Stringer, an unbelievable effort. Kick back, siren's gone. Great win to the Bays. They've reversed the trend. They've been in trouble now for weeks. But a fine wing to hang on and finish up running away from the legs here at the Parade. 15-15, 105 has beaten Norwood 14-9, 93.